we missed all the good stuff already. Huh? Yeah, we missed it.
I think it was mostly I think it was mostly that I didn't like their attitude, and I liked cleaning their pen out less than any other. The goats were easy because we had a trap door. Yeah. It was fucking easy, just shoveled it. Plus they're little pellets, it's different.
Yeah, well, they're mostly dry.
Don't you build in a roof that you can lift off with coops?
Oh, we didn't have a coop. We didn't have a coop.
Oh.
They were in our barn. We had a separate. They were in the old goat pen actually. Anyway, you don't need to hear my whole family. None of that was my decision. None of that was my decision. This was my parents putting me through. Oh, now we have chickens you have to help take care of. Okay. Maybe that's why I hated them, because it wasn't my choice.
Yeah, we made sure to put a poop pit underneath the roost, so we could throw like cedar shavings and stuff like that in it, so it like kept the smell down, and then we could just like scoop it out, and it was
easy peasy.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. Definitely do that again. Yeah, with this one, I've actually got we just moved them into the existing coop, which is like, okay. In the summer, I'll probably make some changes, update it.
Ain't no chickens in my hen house, I can tell you that. All right.
Who would like to start off the recap from last week? It's quite eventful.
I gotta go pick up a delivery from the front door.
Okay.
I think he was...
I just don't want to do the recap.
Yeah, we all... I gotta go.
Let's see here. You were being chased.
That's right.
Yeah.
And surrounded.
We talked to Skull, right? That was last week. Talked to Skull.
Mm-hmm.
We they came in on us when we were talking to him. We fought with the ice dragon. Woke up the ice dragon and caused an avalanche. Buried at least one clan that we know of from the Brotherhood, right? Or was it more than one clan?
You're pretty sure that everyone that was outside that cave is gone. They have been most likely washed off of that cliffside in the avalanche, because you didn't really see any remains, but there's no one moving on the surface. And by the time all of you got out, anyone else would have been crushed or suffocated, especially without Koli's magic at their disposal. So,
yeah, cool. All right, we tunneled our way out up to the top. Sorry, created an avalanche. Yep, and then the avalanche uncovered an old gateway to the city of Frosthall. Looks like. Yep.
I must have been half sauced when I was writing my notes. There's a lot of fucking she flies her ass back over here, like all kind of. I'm like all kinds of like. I'm like I was getting real spicy with my notes. But I don't have anything to add. Just that I. Oh, they were tracking us by Zook and Argor's cards.
Oh yeah.
And
the
so
bag of holding.
Yeah.
Yes, and so we kind of have that to deal with at the moment. But
yeah, you ended up putting the cards with the sword into the bag of holding.
Yes. So at the moment they might see the sword. They don't necessarily know where it is. It's in a disembodied pocket dimension, but they can at least see it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not great, but don't know if it's bad, but it's not good.
All right. Koli, anything to add?
Not that there was one guy that was still on the ledge with us. He was just frozen into the wall.
That's right. Yes, there was. Okay, you're right. There was looking as if it had been frozen with an attack, not like crushed into ice, but like perhaps an attack from a white dragon dealing cold damage.
Could be.
Yeah, that's right. How about Nova?
I don't have anything else in my notes, and I can't remember anything else.
Okay.
Well, the forge collapsed, right? Did we say
yeah,
that?
Those are the.
Yeah,
After
Crush the
Skull
forge.
busted out of there.
Well, we were preparing for them to come in, and we cast a bunch of stuff like around the entrance, right? That was last session. So
Mhm.
we cast like Erupting Earth, and there was one other one. And then, the end, the collapse.
Guardian of
Guardian
Faith.
of Faith, yeah.
Yeah.
Did our little guy that was inside that forge make it out, or did he?
Yeah, he escaped.
Yes.
We freed him.
Mhm. The fire elemental Scald was able to escape. The force at which he escaped was kind of like the final blow to that pillar and caused it to crack away from the cliffside and then tumble and to the valley below. So
Yeah, I don't know if anybody said this, but the note I had, and now Ward didn't see this, but I took the note anyway, that what it revealed was an archway. Part of the avalanche revealed an archway that was reminiscent of the gates of Kholdim on Peak 3. I wrote that down.
That was further up in the mountain.
Yeah, that was the only other thing I had, actually. And I just have a quick question, Flux. Are you a hot rogue, or are you okay?
Just hot, man.
Do you mean temperature-wise? I'm trying to
Just
hot rogue.
Additional, very descriptive adjective.
Okay, just make it clear.
Super hot, actually.
Depends how many glasses of wine you had.
That's right. Might change later.
that sounds pretty good. That pretty much covers everything I had in my notes. So you were basically kind of on that slope above the cliffs. That crystal cavern, that ice crystal cavern, had basically just collapsed and actually dropped further down the mountain, as Koli realized, probably close to 15, 20 feet after he had been digging himself out. Probably reported that the gold is mostly a lost cause at this point. Unfortunately, I'm sure Delyaries and Flux are upset about that.
I actually think Delyaries is probably going to go to Flux at some point and go, all that gold. We can maybe send an excavation team in.
I mean, Koli's your best chance of excavation, honestly, with that control water, like him being able to kind of move that snow and ice aside. He would probably be your best bet.
Combine efforts with Chiron, he can raise the ground and I'll clear the snow away.
I like where your head's at.
Yeah. All right. And above you, from the peaks previously covered in snow and ice, is a gate leading into the mountain. You can tell that it is damaged, and the kind of the rock face is discolored from the fact that it was sealed kind of within the ice. Is different from the exposed faces of that mountainside.
Oh, I have a question. Dumple is with us, right? He's just knocked out.
Dumple is with you. He is conscious at this point.
With us, huh?
I don't know if anybody did it. If they didn't, I'm going to search around for his fucking card.
He had one on him?
I assume. Or I'm going to look, make sure.
Right. Go ahead and roll investigation with advantage, because he is still tied up.
I will go look to see if he does have one, because considering that this is all Zook related and Brotherhood related, I'm just making sure. Not 10? Oh, advantage, you said.
Yeah.
Okay, 22.
22. All right. So you look him over, and I believe that was the first roll above 20 during this investigation. You find yet another blade hidden on his person in a place luckily that he was unable to access, being tied up. But so I believe that's number 9 that you've found. Go ahead and make a dexterity save, Ward.
Oh no!
I think that's 11.
Is it 11? It might be 11. I know it's high.
I had 8, and then Ward found 2 more.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is 11. Yeah.
Jesus.
We should have started by taking his clothes off, but I think we were being nice because it's like a snowy environment, so we didn't want him to freeze.
Hold him upside down and shake him.
Yeah.
24.
24. Okay. So you feel the blade and pull your hand away before it touches it. And you very carefully, gingerly remove that blade. You can see that this one also glistens with some kind of oil on it.
What kind of blade? It's a dagger?
Yep.
So it's some sort of like, Can I? Well, okay. That's we can.
And that I guess we haven't really talked about this, but I want to mention it here because you have pulled so many knives from this single character. They will all function as like dagger, right? Like do 1d4 damage, you can use strength or dex. 3 of them have some sort of poison on them. And but I will say that they all are like a little bit different. It's not like he went and got like a combo pack, right, of like 5 identical daggers, and then he was like, you know what, let me buy just 2, just make sure I got all of the same matching, like silverware. Each one is like a little bit different, has a slightly different weight or curve of the blade to it. Some are double edged, some are single edged. Like he just has a lot of knives on his person, so a little bit more flavor about Dumple. So you do not find a card on him.
Can we stuff Dumple in the bag of holding?
You can. He'll last for 10 minutes, I think.
Oh.
He lives for 10 minutes. And when you get him again, he will be holding cards and a sword, most likely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a bad idea.
Okay, interesting. So either doesn't have a card or he has it hidden really well. Interesting.
Right. You can feel pretty confident that if he had one on him, he would have found it.
Okay. Well, good to know.
Mhm.
I didn't find a Nard card.
Any reason to maybe do detect magic if anybody has it, just to see if we've got any other like beacon type of magical things coming from him? I don't know.
I like that Flux is the sorcerer. He's like, hey, can anybody else cast detect magic?
I don't have it.
Yeah, I don't have it either.
Okay.
I,
You'll have to
I mean,
wait.
I have access to it, but I don't have it prepared.
Right. I think Koli has access to it as well. So just take, you guys would need to take a long rest to have it. Okay. Any other methods of searching him, with magic or anything like that?
Wait, nobody in our party has detect magic.
Yeah.
Prepared.
Prepared.
Prepared. Yeah.
Prepared.
I mean, I could just do an insight check. I don't know how much that would help, just to ask him point blank. You have any other weapons on you?
Sure. Go ahead and go ahead and roll insight. Yeah. Go ahead and roll insight, because I think there's some other information that you might be able to glean aside from just an answer from him.
16.
Okay. He's afraid because you just killed 9 of his friends and awoken a white dragon, which he was awake and aware of as it was collapsing down on all of you, because Koli had him like by the scruff of the neck. So he's not great right now. Like, he's afraid.
Here's what
Yeah, maybe not afraid of all of you in particular, but he definitely looks fearful.
I'll go down and I'll kneel down next to him, and I'll pull out one of the baker's dozen knives that we found on him. I'm not gonna like poke it at him, but I'm gonna kind of wave it at him like a finger.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, Dumple, what's it gonna be?
And he's just kind of like looking at you, and you see him kind of like look around at everyone. You could probably just let me go. I don't want to die here in the snow or the mountainside. And honestly, I don't think I can hurt you. You just let me go.
We're not going to do that.
It'd probably be easier, in fact. Instead of you dragging me everywhere, if you let me go, I could at least walk on my own.
3,
Can we point up to the
2.
Why is he counting down? I
And
don't
I knock him
understand. Why
out.
is there a count?
I just gotta knock him out. I don't want to hear this guy talk
his
anymore.
fist is starting to form on the
Yeah.
on the 3.
Do you really knock him out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, should we ask him before we knock him out
Too
about?
late.
Ugh.
Yeah. He's out.
He's knocked out.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Actually, go ahead and roll because you're doing non-lethal damage.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not.
Yeah.
very strong.
Actually, Delyaries, go ahead and roll damage for that ward first.
What do I roll for just a punch?
Unarmed.
Unarmed.
Oh, I guess yeah. Unarmed strike, so it would be 1 plus your strength.
Which is 1.
Okay.
No, my strength is 0, so it's 1 total.
Okay, 1 total. All right.
Yep.
So you
He
just soft hand
like you
slap
hit him. You see his eyes kind of roll back into his head, and he goes limp. He kind of slumps
Okay.
over. Delyaries, go and make a medicine check.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
Oh wow, 17.
He's faking it.
We know you can hear us.
He
And she
doesn't.
just kind of kicks him with her foot.
He
All
like
right, Dumbo.
groans and moves his head like he's just trying to act as if he's
Yeah.
out.
You've got
I
two
think
choices.
You guys gotta go.
Yeah, I think at this point what information can he give us? I want to know if he knows anything about this this tower, this new location.
I'm
that
trying to
we-
ask him, but
the
Ward keeps
Dwarven
knocking him
city,
out.
Yeah. Ward keeps talking about. Yeah.
Smelling salts, anyone?
Tell us what you know. No.
Because he doesn't know shit. That thing's been covered up. Is this fucking guy just gonna say anything to stay alive? That's what Ward. I'm just like, just drop him off the side of the mountain. I mean, Ward doesn't say that. We already talked about that last time. But
I would just
he just kind of groans and keeps his eyes closed, like he's trying to continue to act as if he's knocked out.
nice.
what if we just keep him around as like a meal plan for if in case we encounter that dragon? We can offer like a little bit of
Meal plan.
you know.
Do you say that out loud?
A little snack.
Yeah, I'm saying that out loud. To the group.
You see like one eye kind of like squint open to like look at you and see if you're serious, and then when he catches you looking at him, he like closes it again. Like
This guy's great.
All right, I know you can hear me, Dumple. You have two choices, and I'll tap him on the forehead with the dagger.
he comes to, he like flutters his eyes, trying to be dramatic as if you just woke him up. But yeah, he comes to.
I am gonna cut these binds loose. You can join us and explore these caverns with us. Your own company doesn't care about you. They already said for us to kill you. Or you can run, and my friend Ward here will use you as target practice.
Oh,
And then-
actually,
and then I'll
Flux,
cut
want
the
to have another
binds.
competition?
He kind of like looks around again. He sees Ward offering another competition with Flux, and fine. Just these are really nice. Don't cut them. I'm sure she wants these back.
Oh, the spider silk. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, so I won't cut it. I'll just untie it.
Okay. And he like, flexes and moves his wrists, and then he puts out a hand. He's like, any chance I can get one of those back? I need to defend myself. I'm not sure what's in there.
What does the ground look like right now? Is it just straight snow, or is it like
It's
rocks and dirt and sticks?
Yeah, it's rocks and dirt and chunks of ice, and it's pretty uneven and messy post avalanche.
No.
He's like, fine. He goes, where's the shot? Lead the way.
Well,
So we're going to the
I think we're going to be heading off then to the mountain, right? To the pass.
Are we really taking this brotherhood with us?
We can blindfold him and just lead him. I don't know what value he's gonna be for us at this point.
this extra target.
Only
Field.
danger for us.
You keep saying that, and we
Agreed.
keep killing them. Don't mess with these guys, dead. Don't mess with these guys, they're dead too.
We got lucky this time, I think, in terms of the ease of our.
Yeah.
But yes, fair enough. We have wiped him out so far, but we haven't faced the dude that's cast that ultra powerful illusion spell and like is clearly like pulling a lot of these strings.
Yeah.
He's the dude scaring me.
The only thing that would be dangerous is if somehow Dumple is a beacon to everyone else in his brotherhood. Like they can see where he's at now. So it doesn't matter about our cards. They can still find us because we have him. That's the only thing.
Would
if Dumple
one
is
of
the
us,
wizard?
maybe Flux or myself, figure out if that's possible? I think either one of us might be applicable.
Yeah, go ahead and Chiron roll history, Flux roll arcana.
21.
7.
Okay. So Chiron, you're thinking back of like instances where this might have happened before with the Brotherhood, and you can't recall any, at least none that you experienced. And Flux, you think about your powers, access to magic, the types of influence that is capable through magic, and you believe that if Dumple had a close enough relationship to a powerful mage of some kind, that yes, someone could kind of like scry through him and look through his eyes and hear through his ears. That would be possible. Whether or not it's probable, you don't know.
So we have a risk basically of taking this guy with us because we just don't know this guy.
Well,
this halfling.
The only problem is letting him go is he's seen us all.
Yeah, he could describe who we are, but from here on out, he wouldn't know where we're going. Should we leave
What's
him?
to stop him from following us, though?
If we tie him up or if we kill him.
Flux kills him.
Oh,
Slice.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
oh shit! Oh shit! Wow, we're just, oh shit!
Oh shit! So Flux, you step forward. I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to try and intervene. So everybody roll a perception check. And Flux, I'm going to have you roll an attack with advantage.
Okay. Just I guess be a sword or a dagger. I'd use a dagger. Just cool. I got a 23 to hit. So the reason Flux, I mean, with that thinking like, oh, that Arcana check really got me thinking. And if there's any possible way that someone else is scrying through this individual, that's the end for Flux. Zoop, game over.
Okay. Yeah, with no hesitation whatsoever. Yep. All right. So it looks like Koli and Chiron, the two of you have an opportunity to intervene if you would like. Keep in mind that you're going to have to be faster than Flux. So whatever that looks like, it needs to be like one action, essentially. And if it's a physical one, then I'm going to require you to make a kind of a dexterity save to try and beat Flux at this action.
So Chiron isn't going to intervene against Flux. In fact, I would like to try to use that role to intervene on his behalf if necessary.
Oh, okay. All right, then let's turn it over to Koli. Koli, what are you doing to respond? Like you see Flux stepping forward, drawing a knife. What do you do?
Nothing. It's not that important to me.
Okay.
I tried to give Dumple a chance to be forthcoming and join our party, and he's been kind of non-committal. So if he hasn't earned the trust of my party, then yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think there's a maybe a moment of Koli seeing what's going to happen and just kind of like, yep, this is what needs to happen. I think Ward, Delyaries, and Nova are all a little caught off guard by this. Chiron, you see it and you stiffen, like for that moment to if you need to intervene, you're ready to. And then you just see like clean, quick, Flux's knife just straight through, pulled out. He cleans it off, and Dumple falls forward into the. It's like it's over that fast, and that's it.
What did Chiron do? Just sorry, I had to step away for 2 seconds. Just out of curiosity.
He noticed what Flux was going to do and readied himself to act on his behalf. So if anybody had tried to intervene, he was going to stop them from intervening. Yeah.
Well,
Anybody want to say a few words?
I just start.
Are we still near the edge of the cliffs?
Yeah.
I'll pick up his body and toss it over the cliff.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception as you do that.
Oh, great. Am I going to fall off? It's like 18. Yes.
18. Okay. As you pick him up, you can feel the body kind of like shift in your arms. And do you continue to hold onto it, or do you toss it?
As I'm walking to the edge, I'll whisper, "Last chance."
No, he's dead. He's dead.
Okay.
Though his body does like change and kind of move back and forth, like the spine kind of flexes back and forth.
Is that weird?
That's totally weird.
That's weird. Something's going on with this guy.
Actually
Right.
moving.
I'll drop him on the ground.
Transforming?
I'll drop him on the ground, and I'll tell the others what I feel and see if anybody can come over and take a look at it and see what's going on.
Okay. As you put it on the ground, you call everybody over. You see his armor start to like lift off of his body as if something from inside is forcing its way out.
Huh. Holy shit.
I'll jump back a few steps.
Okay. It like you can hear the ripping and tearing of cloth, and then you see the leather start to part, and out rips a mechanical crow, which takes off into the sky.
Oh,
I fire on it.
Oh my God.
I fire on it as soon as it.
Okay. Go ahead.
21.
21. You hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is 8 damage.
8 damage. So that's enough. The arrow hits it. Again, pierces the mechanical metal body. You just kind of see it twisting and tumbling, and then it falls into the snow a short distance away.
Holy shit.
right. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Nice shooting.
Just like that other one. Oh.
Yeah, I'll definitely push the body over the edge.
Get out of here. Okay.
Can we walk over and inspect that the downed is it crow?
Mm-hmm.
Crow? Yeah. Can we I want
Yeah,
to
so I guess that's
go and walk over and see if she can inspect it and see if there's anything odd or interesting she can pick up from it.
As you approach, you can hear it. Go ahead and roll perception.
14.
You hear quietly clicking and clacking in Dumple's voice. You hear Frosthall, White Peaks, near Valley, Forge, Dwarven Outpost. Frosthall, White Peaks, near Valley, near Dwarven Outpost. Frosthall. And it's just kind of like repeating, and then it's slowing down and slowing down and slowing down until it stops.
You guys, was this thing actually programmed to find us? And it knew it was maybe it was communicating all of this information back somewhere.
Was it either that, or was it like recording what was going on? Like it's a
Like a
recording of his.
recorder.
More like a recorder.
Yeah.
Come back to report it to someone.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
This fucking Zook. Nope. Somebody should have killed that guy a long time ago, I'll tell you. Man. Holy shit. Nice. Yeah. Is my arrow over there?
It is. You can retrieve your arrow.
You animal, you.
Precious commodity.
Should we
Next time
talk?
we hit some trees, you and I are going to whittle some arrows for you.
Yeah.
I have some of this stuff. I just need to sit down and do it. We've been kind of busy.
Should we toss the bird body over the cliff at this point?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody object?
We're sure that it's dead and like out of commission.
Yes. Yeah.
What is it made of? Can we use the metal for parts? Like, can we make arrowheads and stuff out of it?
It doesn't appear to be strong enough for that. Yeah. So it is like pretty lightweight, fine.
What about the
craftswork.
feathers? Can I use it for fletching?
They're metal feathers.
Metal feathers.
Interesting.
They'd probably be too heavy for the back end of the arrow.
Well, they're like bird feathers. The thing is like this thing is actually very, very bird-like.
What if we took it into town? If we ever get to a town that we could use it and So
Can we reprogram it?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, as long as I don't get fletching for arrows first.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that if you had metalworking tools, it would help you extract the feathers.
Yeah.
Without them, it would be very difficult to do.
Okay. So let's take it and we can decide if we want to try to reprogram it in the future. Or we can just have it as long as we know it's dead. I mean, the only problem is metagame.
It goes in the bag.
There's also like locate object spells and shit too. So like
That's what I was going to ask about because we were just talking about, him being used for scrying. You don't have to scry on just people. You can scry on objects.
Maybe it's not worth it then.
If you put it in the bag of holding,
they're just going to see the pocket dimension. They're not
right. You would not have location or anything like that. So
okay. Well, I can put it in the bag of holding if you guys want, and we can.
You do have a little bit of a workaround.
Thankfully. It's funny. For the longest time, I didn't have anything in the bag of holding except for like some of the dust from the first couple sessions or whatever. You know what I mean? The gem dust or whatever. The stuff that was in the decanter there. Anyway,
the Necronite.
Yes, there you go. And now all of a sudden, I got all kinds of fun shit in there.
How do you even reach into the bag of holding? Like, do you tell it what you want to grab?
If I know what's in there, if you know what's in there, you can reach in and grab it.
So you say, "Give me that ace of whatever, ace of hearts card," and it'll.
I just know you can just you can pull it out if you know what's in there. Otherwise, you reach it in there and it just feels like an empty space. So is that correct, Jeremy?
I like your explanation. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's legitimately how I thought. I could be wrong. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think it gets that specific. Because I think anybody can reach into a bag of holding and pull things out. You don't have to like know what's in there. But I like the idea of you reaching in with intent, and that is what you grab. Like if it's in there, that's what you grab. And then otherwise, like if somebody that didn't know what was in there, the only way for them to get it would be to like empty out the entire bag. Like they'd have to like turn it inside out, which causes it to cease being like an extra dimensional space. Everything dumps out on the ground, and then they'd have to re-invert the bag to make the bag of holding again. Yeah, but then there's just like scattered crap all over the place, which they don't know. Like it could be any number of things, right? Like
and by the way, you're right. I just made that.
Where did we get this bag of holding from?
I got it a long time ago. I can't remember now.
Mm-hmm. He fully trusted the person that gave it to him. I guarantee.
I don't remember.
Honestly, I don't remember either. But I don't think you have any reason to distrust it. It is a bag of holding.
Yeah, what's interesting, going off of your description, is there could be things in there that even you don't know about.
That's what I was thinking about. I was like, what if we just turn it inside out and see what's in there?
I made it a room of requirement on accident. Whoops. It is, because it even says if it gets pierced or if you dump it, you can just turn it upside down and things will pop out. I don't know why I thought that you had to know it was in there. I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, Yeah, so we can pop it in there.
Let's do it.
Okay. Mechanical bird carcass safely within the bag of holding.
Mhm.
All right. You are, I'm assuming you're all headed now up to this entrance.
Mhm.
Cool.
I mean, I don't know about anyone else, but I could long rest at some point as soon as possible.
Chiron, how are you?
About half dead and most of my spell slots gone,
Yes.
metaphorically speaking.
But how are you?
We've been through like a horrendous situation with that. With that, not just with Dumple, but with that dragon. So
Well,
Yeah.
how long would it take us to get to that entrance?
Few minutes.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, like
So maybe-
you're not having to climb up like rock faces and ice faces anymore. It's basically just a hill. Now it's difficult terrain, but it's clear. You don't have to try and navigate over, cliff sides and different rock faces and that sort of thing. It's kind of a straight shot. So, and then once you make it across this avalanche field, you're on mostly clean rock, which is actually, from what you've been climbing on, relatively easy to navigate. So you got a couple different benefits out of that avalanche. So let me bring this up.
Ooh.
So you are entering from the left.
To the left. Wow, look at all
From
that.
the left. So again, kind of two very similar statues.
Are we in First Haven?
Like no, not First Haven.
I hope not for our sake.
No. Same flooring though. Those dwarves and their carved stone floors. Yeah, those things didn't go out of style for like 300 years. So
Yeah.
a lot of them didn't get updated along the way. So there's two crushed, and at this point you're just kind of seeing the pedestals that statues would have been on at some point. Very similar to the two gatekeepers of Kholdim that until recently were standing outside until they were toppled by the invading forces. The gates are broken. One of the stone halves is crumbled and basically just broken away. The other seems to be kind of at an angle, hanging there precariously. Looks like there's some ice kind of lodged beneath it and around it that's keeping it in its place. If and when that ice thaws, this portion of the gate will probably collapse and tumble down the mountainside as well. It was kind of a temporary situation now that the ice has broken free and kind of reopened this gate. So as you're looking at this map from the left, kind of this is all open. You can walk freely in, and you can see beyond a large set of gates that are also open, very large stone doors. You can see a passageway to your left and to your right. And that is basically it. The ground, the floor is all covered in a layer of ice. There's some snow, small little drifts in the corners of this room, and really any corner where wind might have been blowing through here at one point before it froze solid. And there's just kind of piles of snow and ice along the floor in this entranceway. You do not see any light further within.
Wow. Let me try something. Melon.
what was that?
Nothing happens.
Nothing? Okay. Sorry. I just had to pull out my nerd guns there for a second.
Well, guys,
Came out blazing with that one.
Yeah. You could have asked me what they said at the gate at that gate, and I probably would not have been able to tell you. For some reason, that specific word popped into my head. Anyway, all right. So it's pitch black.
Should we contemplate sleeping though, and taking the rest before we decide to go exploring?
At least a short rest would be good, because I can do natural recovery and regain some spells too.
Yeah. Can we Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we can have. I'd volunteer to stand watch, because I have full hit points while everybody else sleeps.
Well, we can take shifts and it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
That way
doing
it's
fine
not
too.
just
I
one
can take a watch.
Yeah, let's just split it up because we'll still get a rest if we as long as we're not doing anything too strenuous.
Are we sleeping, or short resting?
That's a good question. I think Chiron's hoping for a long rest. I don't need.
No, I can
either.
short rest too. I can absolutely short rest. I'll just roll some hit dice and I need to cover my wild shapes and my some spell slots.
You
I
want
can use a
short
long
rest?
rest because I still have that stupid level of exhaustion.
I mean, do we have time?
let's-
Do we feel safe in long resting in here too? By the way,
Can we do a perception check to see if we can I see if I hear anything and is there anything anybody else can do to scout ahead without scouting ahead, if you know what I'm saying? A little
You
Okay.
can also,
Levi.
Levi, shit, yeah. He
we
loves
get
to do
scout
shit for
behind
us.
us.
Oh yeah, Levi. I mean, he's super happy to help you
Ready
out.
and raring.
Any opportunity. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So you call out to Levi, and I think he had been like flying around anyway, wasn't? Like, didn't you have him out and you just told him to like?
Track of Levi, but yeah,
Yeah.
in and out.
What with the dragon avalanche and everything?
Yeah. If I remember correctly, you had him fly out in the dark to kind of see what was going on, and I think he came back
in.
and then I think he left again because he's like, yeah, I'm not staying in an ice cave. So he's able to fly into kind of the large chamber ahead of you. Kind of opens up into the darkness, so you can't really see a whole lot further than that. And he's able to fly through. And I'm going to say that he's able to kind of fairly quickly give you the lay of the land. So assume that you can see most of these rooms, or at least you have an idea of where they're at. That there is a crumbled walls and roof at the far end and to the right, and then just inside and to the left. So all of these big piles of rocks are essentially where this structure has crumbled over time. The one thing that stands out among the ruins is that in this portion right here, it appears that there is a passageway that leads into the rubble and then beneath it, like down and deeper. It's like fairly open. It's not a passageway, right? It doesn't have like walls and a nice archway or anything like that. But he's able to notice that and report back. Go ahead and roll perception for Levi.
12. Unless actually that's my perception. He has his own probably, huh?
Yeah, I forget what his is.
Levi, I don't have. It's just owl. ID. Perception plus 3. All right. So 11.
11. Okay. So he's able to give you the general layout that there looks to be some living quarters, a meeting room of some kind, and that all of this is very clearly Dwarven construction. That's basically what he's able to see.
Cool. And this passageway, does that look like something that was created through the rubble, after the rubble kind of caved in? Or...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. And then these things in the main room here, those are tables or altars or?
Yes. Stone pedestals. And then there's kind of a larger dais there at the back. This could be perhaps a meeting room of some kind, or depending on what type of like if this was more of a stronghold versus a city, then perhaps this was a mustering area where soldiers would be given orders, or if this was like a house of a noble family of some kind, this might be where they are welcoming their guests in. So, yeah.
All right, and he didn't see any creatures, any living creatures or light.
No.
Okay. Cool.
Chiron, how do you feel well enough to do that thing where you make the places look like other places? I'm talking about hallucinatory terrain. Like, I'm thinking about behind us. If anybody comes up behind us to make it look like it's just still part of the mountain or whatever.
Yeah. thinking this was just uncovered. It might have caught.
If you
eyes
can,
of
you may not be able
someone
to. I don't know what your deal is right now.
Yeah, I cannot right now.
Well, it was a thought.
Because it's not prepared.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead, I prepared Guardian of Nature and haven't used it once. Just kidding.
You used it.
No, I used
A
it.
few
I used
sessions
it.
ago.
Yeah, I was just looking for a funny joke to make.
Hey. So you guys want to take it? Let's take a long rest. Let's get everybody back to what time? Well,
Yeah.
what time of day? Where are we at? Just out of curiosity. Not that doesn't necessarily
It
change.
matters
things.
where it's completely dark anyway.
Well, I'm just saying, like the outside world.
Yeah, I
or
think
whatever.
so you had woken up that following morning to see that you had been found. After like camping out there overnight, exploring the dragon's cave, without actually realizing that there was a dragon in it. So I think we're probably like mid-morning the following day.
Oh, okay.
Like not a
It's
whole
like
lot of
2
time
o'clock.
has actually passed. Yeah. Since you woke up that morning, there was maybe a half hour, an hour or so where you had seen them coming. You'd been preparing yourselves, waiting for them to advance, cast some spells. And then most of that time was Koli like climbing out of all that ice and snow and then rescuing all of you
That was
and
like a
getting
half
to the
hour
surface. Yeah.
All that.
Dealing with Dumple. And then that's it. Like that's, and then the walk up here. So it's still morning. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm fine. That was more out of curiosity. I don't know if that necessarily changed my answer, but
Well, let's take a long rest. Ward's like, but I'm not tired.
it's basically
But the sun's up.
I'm like, you guys shouldn't stay up so late playing video games. Yeah, I mean, we can just get everybody back to their best selves and then go exploring. I mean, whatever. As far as we'll just be nocturnal for a sec. Who cares? Easy.
I'm fine with whatever.
It's not a problem.
I'm pretty much like good to go in terms of hit points. If we take a short rest, I get my spell slots back, so
I'm worried about
pretty
Koli's
good.
exhaustion and getting that taken care of before if we're doing some exploring. Like if Levi saw a hole and we go down that hole, which inevitably we're gonna go down that hole.
So then let's just take a long rest then.
Yeah, we
I
want to
think
take
so.
shifts.
Let's be good. Yeah,
Okay.
shifts usual. I like
Can
it.
we all fit in that chamber on the top left?
Yeah, just inside
The
the
rebel?
entrance.
Yes.
Yes, there's enough room in there for all of you. Yep.
I'm just thinking it's only got
Good
one
idea.
entrance, so it's pretty small. It's pretty defendable.
Mhm.
Is there anything we
Okay.
can put up there to as a small, make it difficult for things to get in there if we?
Well, there's all that rubble. We could wall ourselves in temporarily.
Yeah, is that something we could do?
Yep. Go ahead and
Um,
roll.
Then we're trapped. We died.
Who's
I was
looking
gonna
at
say,
that?
I
Go
don't
ahead and
know that I
roll.
want to do that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an
Make our own
intelligence
tomb.
save.
Intelligence save.
Oh no, I'm stupid. 16.
16. Okay. That sounds like a good idea. You have plenty of material. Unfortunately, all of this material has been recently disturbed by the weight and rumblings of an avalanche. You're not sure how smart it is to start fiddling with it any further. You're not
Got it.
sure what might happen. Yeah.
Fair enough. So let's just keep a watch and chill.
What?
I can cast alarm at this front area gate thing,
Look at you.
Great.
Magic.
and then we can hide him in this little alcove thing.
Okay. So you're casting it here, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Just inside the main gates, essentially. That are kind of
Yes.
okay. Cool.
So we'll
All
know
right.
if anybody comes inside.
Perfect. All right. Let me write a note there. So I
You get that
remember.
spell slot back as soon as you take the rest.
I have it as a ritual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ritual spells are cool.
What if
Okay.
I don't know if this is valuable or not, but so if we're going to be in that room and we're protecting the outside from coming in, but what about the inside? So those double doors that go into that main area, is there a way, I have some fishing gear. I still have that silk rope. I don't know if I could hook up like some of the bobbers or the sinkers and all that, that would make some kind of a clinking sound. I don't know if that's gonna help us, but maybe we can like kind of rig the net that I have, the fishing net in line, to just sort of make like a very archaic, I guess, burglar alarm, I guess. So it'd be that double doors, the double doors that lead into that main chamber, just to make sure it's coming from that way.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and let's see. You're kind of like setting a little bit of a trap here. Alarm system. Yeah. Go ahead and roll survival. That would work. If you want to use your intelligence modifier instead of your wisdom modifier, if that makes a difference, you can do that. Because I think this is like
29.
Oh geez, killed it. Okay. So you very carefully unwind your spider silk thread. You run it across the bottom of this entryway, and along it, you kind of hang a bunch of your weights and wooden bobbers and other small light items that if it shakes, it'll kind of rattle and click and clang on the ground. So perfect. Okay. So you've got alarms set up around this room to protect you while you rest. There's enough room for you to make it into that room. Who is standing first watch during this 8-hour rest?
I'll volunteer to stand watch.
Okay, so Delyaries. All right. Okay, Delyaries, I will have you roll as everybody else kind of settles in. Some fall asleep, others just kind of relaxing. While you are on watch, go ahead and roll perception. 20. Nice. You hear a click, some of the rattles and clanging of your trap, and then you hear. Do you understand Dwarven?
Yes.
Okay. Under like a whisper yell, like a stage whisper, you hear in Dwarven, "Die, your hammer melt," which you know is just a generalized Dwarven curse.
Okay, so I'm gonna. I think was I kind of standing like at the entrance of that room that everybody's in?
I would assume so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I on hearing that, I probably have my crossbow drawn, and I'm just gonna back into the room, and then whoever's on the floor closest to me, I'm just gonna kick. Wake up! Wake up! Somebody's coming.
Let's see who it is. Ward.
Well, I was actually gonna ask because that's fair. I also was just gonna ask separately. I don't have to sleep for this, right? I just have to be like chilled out. Is this something where I can make arrows in my free time?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So like in that process, why don't I say that I was doing that? So, and then she wakes me up, but whatever.
And you're gonna make me look up.
Hey, listen, you made it hard.
The arrow making. That. I know I did. Shut up.
Arrows with a D20 plus my proficiency bonus from the woodcarver's tools.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
So that's what I did. That was my note. So which is 4, I think, right? Yeah. So 16 plus 4 is 20, and I have inventory. I actually have 20 arrow shafts, 20 arrowheads, and I have enough to make 20. I can't make any more. I have to get some stuff from make any
more. And you rolled a dirty 20?
A dirty 20, yeah.
Nice. Okay. I think with that, you're able to make all of the ones that you have materials for.
Sick.
Yeah, so if you got materials for 20, you've got 20 new arrows.
Yep, I got 20. I have 25 metal arrowheads.
Cool.
That's the only, so now yes, this is the thing. It's not just as simple. This for the newcomer. It's not simple for me to make arrows. This is why I'm so obsessed with them. Cool. That being said, let me just.
Are you using Artuis's arrowheads at this point? The ones she gave you? She traded you technically.
I think I used those a long time ago.
Didn't keep any?
I mean, I have 25. I have no obsidian arrowheads and no scrap metal arrowheads. I have 25 metal arrowheads. Maybe that's the same as scrap. I just put it in there twice. Yeah, so I don't think I kept any.
Wow.
I mean, I don't remember what did she make hers out of obsidian?
No.
I don't remember anymore. Couldn't tell you.
Better hang on to one of those arrowheads, just in case.
So is Ward making arrows at this point? Like he's
Yeah.
sitting on the ground making arrows, and so I've kind of backed into the room and turned like behind me, saying, "Hey, someone's coming."
Mhm.
And then I kind of kick. I guess if he's already sitting there and I notice he's not sleeping, I didn't kick him. I guess I'm just telling him. But I'm also, if anybody else can hear me.
Sorry, I'll mess with that later. I'll just take a note that I have that many arrows instead of fucking with this now. Sorry, so sorry to gum it up for some dumb shit like that. Jeremy, I'll just say I make 19 and I'll call one of the arrowheads Artuus's because I don't know where I kept track of that. And I was trying to find that. I remember they were give me those, but I'm just gonna say I made 19 arrows, one left of Artuus, and I'll make a note of that. I'll actually make a custom one so that I have it in there and it's all good. So
Got it. Okay.
That being said, okay. So you kept my attention and you say, I mean, my passive perception is 20. So I feel like maybe I was like aware that she was upset about something anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like as soon as you saw her moving, you probably you picked up on that. But you were focused on.
But I was focused on something else.
Yeah.
So what is it?
So I said, I when I'm moving back, I'm like, someone's coming. The traps were triggered.
Okay, so I immediately just try to get everybody's attention as just like a, classic hand over the mouth. Shh, wake up. That's not disconcerting at all.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I try to gently wake everybody up with that, and I just tell her just make sure, just keep an eye. I'll wake everybody up.
So, Delyaries, as you step back out to keeping your eyes trained on everything, you hear the sound again, and then you hear this dwarf cursing again. It's like, oh, damn it! What's up? Ah! Just grunting and groaning, and then you hear the creaking of metal. It's kind of like a weird sound, like it's metal on stone, but it's also metal on metal. It's kind of that squeaking, unoiled metal sound. And you hear, "Shut up, Dalit."
What was the name? Shut up, what?
Dalit.
Is everybody in the room aware now? Can they all
caught
hear?
in some sort of spider web?
Perfect.
So at this point, all of you can hear this happening outside.
What do you guys want to do? Do you want to see where they go, or
they don't know we're here yet?
True.
But they know there's a spider fishing net out there.
You're pretty stealthy. Why don't you follow them?
I actually, maybe I can sneak sort of just around the corner enough to see if I can catch a glimpse. So maybe I'm could belly crawl just
Sure.
so I can catch a glimpse of what's out there.
I feel like this is what you can do. You can go to that corner, right? Back to the wall and kind of peek around the corner real quick.
Right.
And what you see is a dwarf in full rusty battle armor that had been crawling along the ground, towing what appears to be a small mining cart behind him, with another dwarf in full rusty battle armor. But the dwarf on the ground has found your spider silk string and reached out, and then it kind of hooked on one of the pieces of his armor, so he pulled, and now it's caught on another piece, and he's got it. It's it's wrapped up in his beard, and he's just and he's trying not to move, but every little thing he does is setting off that alarm. He's definitely not paying attention to you. So if you want to reposition, if you want to move to the other side of that hallway or whatever, you totally can without him knowing. I mean, he's literally wrapped up in what he's trying to handle right now, all the while whisper yelling at Dalid, who you assume is the dwarf behind him in the cart that he's hauling around.
I'm gonna turn and tell everybody inside the rooms, whisper, there's two dwarves, one mining cart. They're stuck in the trap.
So, as you say that, and everybody starts kind of chuckling, you hear the dwarf out there. Shh, Dalid, shut up! I hear someone.
I'm going to cast silence on this room.
All right, so I want you to know when you do that, none of you can talk to each other.
Wait, how long does that last?
That means we can't hear them either.
Right. So if you want to cast,
Oh, that's right. I want to be able to hear them. I don't.
Right.
Do that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a terrible idea.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I will cast. I will cast though. Pass without a trace.
War's like, I'm trying to sleep.
No, because this is all going to go to shit soon anyway. So I probably
Is Flint with us?
Assume Flint that it is with us. Yes.
Can we like shove him? I want to like take him and shove him towards the other dwarves.
So you just sacrifice him.
Nice.
So you shove Flint out of the door,
Nice.
and make sure to tell Nick that's what we did with his character tonight.
Yeah.
So we shove Flint out of the door, and he kind of like stumbles out, like skids across the floor in front of him, and you hear like just silence. And then you hear basically the equivalent of the Dwarven, "What's up? What's up?" Like after an awkward too long
Nice.
of them like kind of staring at each other. And
we should probably quickly tell them that we come in peace, like establish that we're not harmful. I mean, I could say it. I speak Dwarvish, but I don't know if somebody else is more friendly with dwarves.
Flint is pretty friendly.
yeah, so
yeah.
we can say that Flint has diffused the situation.
Okay.
But this other dwarf is like still kind of, he's on his belly, right? Like wrapped up in your string. He's probably not feeling safe. Like this is a dangerous situation because the dwarf is there, but he knows that there's more than just this one dwarf. And so far, none of you are showing yourselves. So I'm basically going to say, because Flint isn't here to play, or Nick isn't here to play Flint, we're like, Flint has defused the situation, but one of you have to like step in at this point to like move it forward.
I don't speak Dwarvish, so
You're right up there, Delyaries.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I just want to give everybody a chance, but I'm probably just gonna definitely lower my weapon or holster it somehow, and then walk out and just start speaking in Dwarvish, saying, "Sorry, we come in peace. We're actually friends of the dwarves." And then I point to.
And you can see like him on the ground kind of looking at the two of you, like looking back and forth, and okay, all right. I'm
gonna walk up to the spider, the lure, and start don't worry, I'll get you out of this, and sort of start like unhooking him if he allows me to unhook him from his getting caught up.
He does. It does not take an insight check to see how embarrassed he is.
So we didn't really mean this for you. We actually were just not sure if this was a safe environment or not. So this is why we had this set up this trap.
When you say not sure if this is a safe environment or not, he looks absolutely insulted to his core.
PR.
Like there is nothing you could have said that would have hurt him more than questioning the safety of this place.
I'm just gonna maybe say, have you heard of another Dwarven location called Kholdim?
Aye. And he kind of like climbs up to his feet and starts dusting himself off, squaring his shoulders a little bit, definitely, trying to look as big and as intimidating as possible. I've heard of Kholdim.
Well, unfortunately, that's the only reason I mention not knowing if we can trust the place because Kholdim has fallen on some hard times by some very dangerous foes.
Aye, as have we. Ain't that right, Dolid? And he looks back, and you're now realizing that the second dwarf in the full battle armor is just a dwarf skeleton, dressed up in dwarf armor, being carted around by this dwarf.
Oh my God. I sort of look back at the room and I kind of put my hand out and kind of like, can't see my hand, but like tell the rest of my comrades to come out of hiding and say, there's a party of us, don't want to alarm you.
Of course. Well, come out, all of you. Welcome to Frosthall, home of the Defenders of the Peaks. And he gives like a little bit of a bow, and then kind of looks up to see who else is going to appear. As do all of you come out and introduce yourselves, or
I'm gonna hang back and go last, ideally.
Okay.
I'd probably come out, stand next to Flint and Delyaries and introduce myself in Dwarvish. Hello, I am Ward.
Ah, another that speaks the stone tongue. Welcome. I am Bruegel, leader
Bruegel
of the Defenders of the Peaks.
Defenders of the Peaks.
Shut up, Dolid.
Yep.
Can't help but notice your friend there is doesn't quite look like a dwarf.
Oh, he's dwarf enough, but well, a while back he had an injury, caused him so he don't tuck so much anymore. It's just a pain in my ass, forcing me to carry him around like this. It's an embarrassment. And he directs that at Dolid.
Do we notice if Dolid is actually like moving, or is he just?
Oh no,
like...
Dolid is dead. Dolid is just a skeleton in a
this
suit
is like
of
a
armor.
Psycho. This is like Psycho and Anthony Hopkins' mom kind of situation where it's like, oh my God, okay.
So I'll say these are our friends, and I'll say in common to whoever, and I'll also start waving people out to, and these are the rest of our friends, and then I'll start. Come on, guys. I think it's safe enough.
I'll come out.
I'll come out too reluctantly.
Okay.
Wiping my eyes because I was sleeping.
Yep.
Flux, you coming out? You good with that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and Chiron.
Yeah, I'll come out last, kind of.
Okay.
But in the back.
A big fella. Look at him, Dolid. Look at him. You ever see anyone as big as that?
Perfect.
Dolid. Excuse me. Bruegel, right?
So he looks back at Dolid when you say Dolid. He looks back kind of like expectantly, like as if he's going to ask something. Yes, his name is Bruegel. Bruegel.
Bruegel, are you actually? I'll say in common. I'll say, Bruegel, if you don't mind, I'm going to speak the common tongue so our friends everybody can understand.
Of course.
And I'll ask him, are you the only two here? And I say it with an incredibly straight face.
Even if you hadn't, he would have noticed. And we are but the remainder of the Defenders, whittled away over years, decades. And he just kind of like hangs his head and shakes it a bit.
I look at Flux and I think better of asking about things that he saw, I guess. I don't know. How do you guys want to? Sorry.
I would kind of want to, as anybody's talking to him, I kind of want to look and see if I can pick up any sort of insight about any kind of. I mean, we haven't really asked him anything yet. I guess maybe I'll start by asking, what have you been defending against?
Well, everything and anyone who would dare pass through these peaks.
How long has it been since you've seen anyone or anything?
And he kind of looks back at Dalid, and then you see him shake his head. He nods. It's probably been about 30 or 40 years.
Oh my God.
Oh, shut up, Dalid. We're working hard here. But I assume that you're here as new recruits to replace us. Yes, to reinforce us. The threats here in the peaks never end. Just an hour ago, I heard a great crashing from outside, which is what Dalid told me to come investigate. And here we are, finding you and the gates of our great stronghold cracked open like an egg.
I'm gonna light a torch and just kind of start wandering around that main area.
Okay.
Yeah. This conversation's going nowhere. So I'm gonna start...
maybe we can ask Rugal. Do you mind if we take shelter here? We're very tired from our previous journeys.
No, not at all. Those that would defend these peaks are always here. Welcomed here. Yes, Dalid. And of course, we would be happy to provide our finest accommodations to anyone traveling around here. Through these peaks, keeping them safe. By the way, what broke open this door? You must have fought it off, eh?
We have no idea, actually. And this is where Delyaries is going to use her little lying skills. We have no idea what broke it open, but as we approached the area, we just saw how much destruction looked like. It must have been a really bad earthquake.
Aye, but something must have done it. These gates were sealed for a reason, to protect us. Now that they're open, don't
Protect
know
you from
what might
what?
try to come in.
Protect you from what?
Well, from the dangers of the peaks, of course.
The snow?
And he kind of like steps back. Dalid,
What dangers?
do you fear the snow? No, we do not fear the snow.
Well, I didn't think you would be afraid of it. But I don't know what else is out there.
All manner of beast and horrors. Worms that cover these mountains with ice. Abominations that trample up the very peaks we hide within. I mean,
is he
defend.
talking about? Is he talking about the dragon? Like that? Like, is he making? Am I making that connection there when he says worm? Am I thinking he's talking about
Sure.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Could be anything. Yeah.
Are there any dangers?
We also don't know what this place looked like 30 or 40 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It probably didn't have all the crumbling rooms that it does now.
But maybe we should go see where our accommodations are going to be.
Yeah. Do you mind showing us about the place?
Of course. Dalid, you think you can handle it? All right. Dalid will stay here, stand and watch, make sure no one comes through this main gate that's been busted open.
I give Dalid one of my spare daggers.
You like?
Yeah. I just set it on there.
As we walk by, we just pat Dalid on the shoulder. Thanks, Dalid.
He's a good soldier. He'll keep us safe. All right. The rest of you, follow me. And he kind of like pushes past all of you and makes his way to the kind of the rear of the structure. to a small opening that had been broken through all of this rubble, and leads you down into basically just like one kind of large cavern. It is in decent shape, but old, dusty. There's certainly rubble here, and it has basically been transformed into a one-room stronghold. So there's a little bit of food, there's some mushrooms and things growing, there's a few barrels of what looks like water with a small little like trickle of water kind of dripping from the ceiling. You have a small little fireplace, some weapons all rusted, sitting in the corner, a few chairs and tables all made out of stone that have been they look like they've been repurposed into tables and chairs. They were probably something else at some point. And you can see like a couple other passageways that lead deeper into this mountain. But he kind of brings you to this point, and he kind of shows you around. The finest accommodations you'll find here in the White Peaks. You're welcome to stay as long as you'd like. My only request, you help us defend the peaks as long as you're here.
Delyaries responds, well, of course. We definitely intend to.
And he you can see him brighten visibly. Like all of the kind of the embarrassment and like just being caught off guard with this whole situation has kind of washed away, and now he's now taken charge of the situation, and you can tell that he feels very confident and positive about this shift of dynamics. Well, make yourself comfortable wherever you'd like. Be careful about these two tunnels. Dahlin checked them out earlier, but he's a little bit afraid of the dark. He's probably happy we left him up there for the time being. But help yourself to anything that's in this room. These are the supplies meant to be shared by the defenders, whoever they may be.
Rugal, do you stay down here or do you sleep somewhere else?
Dahlin and I share this room. We've been for, close to a century now, I suppose. I was younger than him when I took this post.
Great. Well, I guess it's good to have some company then, huh?
Yes. I'm glad that he's here with me.
I'm thinking how funny that I'm referring to real people, but he's not even considering us.
Yeah, no. That's great.
Well, I mean, I guess this is a good point to let some people rest, and maybe a few of us will still stand watch out towards the front.
Taking your responsibilities seriously already. Signs of a good recruit. Anybody that needs to rest, of course, help yourself to finding a spot down here. Those of you that need to stand watch, feel free to relieve Dahlin whenever you need to. But he can handle himself.
I feel like I'm going to go over to Ward and just kind of talk to him from the side. So Bruegel can't hear, but I don't think we need to worry about anything in here. These guys haven't seen a single soul in probably a long time.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Actually, to that end, since he's been talking to us for a hot minute, this just to check it off, just to dot the I's and cross the T's.
Uh-huh.
This dude's not playing us, right?
I mean, roll insight, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, does he really believe? Is he really? Is he not playing? I'm talking about
his craziness level.
Yeah,
I mean, he's been by himself for 3 to 4 decades. So
according to him,
according to him, is really So I guess that's what
according to Dahlin.
According to
Exactly. Exactly.
Well,
we
I
want to
rolled a
get
12.
technical about it. Dahlin was the one
Dahlin
who
is the
gave him
one who
that
told
number.
him.
Excuse me. I got an 8. I got an 8 anyway. So it's not.
Yeah, Bruegel is totally legit. He's a little kooky. He's probably been cooped up for a little too long, but he seems honest. He doesn't seem to be deceptive. You know, he's not trying to be deceiving in any way. He certainly was insulted earlier, but now that you've kind of offered to stay here and then help him out with the defense efforts of Frosthall, like he seems genuinely welcoming. Yeah, it does not appear that he's trying to trick you or hide. Yeah, like he's not coming across as anything
Not
like
playing
that.
possum.
Right.
How do we know that he doesn't have a mechanical crow inside of him?
How do we know that? Can we cut him open and see? Okay, cool.
Did we ask him what happened? And I know I don't understand. I can't speak it, right? So I'm assuming you guys are kind of relaying it.
We've been speaking, or I've been speaking common to him since I said I would.
He's been speaking common as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right,
he's been
perfect.
speaking common in reply. Yeah.
Perfect.
It was just that brief introduction that was all done in Dwarven to kind of like try and smooth things over initially. But yeah.
I'd kind of like to know what happened here. Like, what is the history of this place?
The history of Frosthall runs long and deep beneath these mountains. We were here defending the peaks from the north and the south, hundreds of years. The defenders were a noble group here as those to oversee the peace, not picking sides so much as making sure that everybody stays safe against the evils and dangers that lurk among us.
And those evils and those dangers that lurk among us, is it just the wild monsters and the worms, or is there, I guess, I mean to ask, have you heard of a brotherhood?
Aye, there are many brotherhoods.
Of Nard?
And he kind of like freezes for a moment and stares at you real hard, and then he starts to grin. Rumors.
Indeed. Rumors. Off to bed.
Oh, the Brotherhood of Nard. Brotherhood of Nard. Yeah, yes. Yes, dangerous is the Brotherhood of Nard.
Sorry. Do we all hear that, or were you saying that to him? I'm sorry. I had to.
You all hear.
I moved rooms, so I missed a couple pieces.
Mm-hmm. You would all hear that.
Okay.
So he finds it funny that a danger that would lurk would be the Brotherhood of Nard.
Yeah, interesting.
Mhm.
Like in a way that he doesn't believe they exist, or that they wouldn't be dangerous.
Perhaps
or
both.
Rumor or something. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he might have heard of them. It seems like the name is familiar, but he does not perceive them as a threat whatsoever.
Okay. Well, interesting. In this whole and sorry, where did we end up on the map as far as like his? Like,
you were actually off of this map right now.
Oh, okay.
So actually,
we
so
went
Down to that tunnel.
yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't bother creating just one big route. So
No, all good. I just was
yeah.
making. Okay, I didn't realize we'd gone down. Sorry to make you repeat stuff.
Nope, all good.
Okay, and on the way through, did I notice any like, and in there, is there any like books, equipment, or anything that's like of significance that could tell a story that if we looked into it at some point while we're here?
Go ahead
You know
and
what I mean?
roll. Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
10.
Okay. So you're looking around, and basically you see that this room had murals carved into the walls, probably telling some sort of story, as is the kind of the dwarven style of art, especially in large rooms like this. You see that all of the weapons, all of the armor and gear is aged and rusty, has not been taken care of whatsoever. You don't see the remains of anyone else, so presumably it's simply Bruegel and Dahlid that are here. It's pretty rough living down here, but they've been doing it for a while.
Well, one of them has for sure.
Right. And yeah, I mean, I think that's the story that's being told.
Okay.
And clearly he's been cut off from everything. Yeah, for a long time. Yeah.
How are you doing, Koli, Chiron? Do you want to finish your rest and then we can continue this visit?
I've already found a corner and pulled my hat down over my eyes.
Does it cover your eyes? I mean, it's a tricorn, right?
Well, as much as I can, I guess.
Yeah.
One eye.
Yeah.
It covers one eye, and with the other eye, I just keep
rolling it like out of your head.
I'll do the same. And right before, let's say a ward. Maybe when we get up, we can find some mushrooms around this place.
So there are mushrooms in this room.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So in one of the sections of this room, near where that water is kind of dripping from the ceiling, you find a few patches of fungal colonies kind of growing on the walls, the ceiling, and the floor, presumably. And you've both seen these grown in Kholdim as well. Presumably, this is Bruegel's food source that he maintains here in his living quarters.
No donations, Ward.
Yeah. I mean, where do you think they've been feeding from?
Oh, that's
up until now.
That is quite an ecosystem.
Maybe Ward, you can get some information from them.
Yeah. After you rest, let's talk, and I don't know exactly to ask yet. So let's think about it. Let's get everybody on the same page. Are you going to be sick again? Are you all right?
That's a good question. I haven't been observably sick yet. Today? Question mark.
It's only been a couple hours.
Yeah.
Great. I'm sure when I wake up, I'll be feeling fucking terrible. So I'll try to rest as well.
Okay. Well, I'll probably go over to you, actually, Chiron. Well, I imagine like you went over to rest, and I walked over to you and you sat down, and like you told me to talk about the mushrooms, and all right, yeah, I'll do that when we can talk. And I just I need to ask you, if Argor comes back, we'll kill him. Are you comfortable with that? Is that what you want?
I think it's what's best for everybody, including Chiron.
I believe you. Okay. All right, we'll get some rest, friend, and I'll go back to the group. And I'll just offer to help take watch or whatever with the crew and just whatever.
Okay. So who is going to go up and take watch with Dahlid?
I think we should have at least 2 people this time.
I'll go. That's fine. It's fine.
I'm a little spooked out by
I gave him my dagger. You know what I mean? I already said and did my shit as far as like I wanted to ask Chiron on that, and I made some arrows. So I'll go up there, and if somebody wants to come with me, that's cool. But
I'll go.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So Flux. All right. Flux and Wards. So you, the 2 of you, head up back to the main gates, which at this point are pretty much collapsed. You approach. You see the small little mining cart. Dahlid has not moved. Go figure. Your little dagger is still kind of like leaning up against him. and you you begin your watch. Let's before I have you guys roll perception checks for this. Anyone else remaining sleeping at Koli? You're basically like, yeah, I'm just going to sleep. Chiron, you're resting. So Delyaries and Nova, the two of you are. What are you two doing? Because I know that the two of you don't necessarily need a long rest, at least at this moment.
Is there anywhere to explore, wander?
Yes. So there are two entrances, or sorry, not entrances, openings in this room that kind of lead away from where you entered. And they both look like they go deeper down and into the mountain. They are in good shape, but not as constructed as the first level that you entered in on. Like the walls are not tiled, the floors are not tiled, but they are carved. So it's not natural formations, but they aren't. There's no finery with the construction.
Okay. Nova is going to pick one of these openings and find Bruegel and ask him what's down there.
Okay. Which one do you point at, the left or the right?
The right one.
Okay. And he kind of shakes his head and well, down there is, it is embarrassing to say, but down there is the one threat that we defenders of the peaks could never deal with. She still sleeps down there, so we let her sleep.
Who or what is she?
Well, I don't know her actual name, but we always just called her Naftalena. Do you speak Undercommon?
I don't, but I can cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay. If you cast Comprehend Languages, you suddenly understand that Naftalena means orange in deep dwarf or Undercommon.
Means orange.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. And
Go ahead and roll insight.
Insight. Dirty 20.
Okay. So this is a threat that could not be defeated by the defenders of the peak, that they instead chose to avoid. Orange is a color, and really the only thing denoted by colors in this world as far as threats are generally dragons. There's a few other things, but if someone is calling it a color and seeing it as a great threat, most likely it is dragon or dragon-like. So this would be a dragon of orange color.
Fire-breathing dragon.
Mhm.
Right.
And she's going to ask him, do you have any idea how long she's been asleep?
As far as I know, she's been here as long as the defenders have.
And just to refresh my memory, how long has that been?
Aye, the defenders have been brave defenders of the peaks for over 400 years.
Got it. And then the other opening on the left. What's that way?
Aye, that's where we get our water and some supplies.
Okay. All right.
And he kind of like jerks a thumb up to the corner of the room where that water is kind of dripping.
Any other interesting spots down here?
And he kind of he looks around, and you can tell he's thinking really hard, like trying to come up with something else interesting to tell you about and be able to like brag or show off in some way. And he's just drawing a blank. Like, no. That's probably it. If Dalit was here, he would probably know better than me. He's been here longer.
I will be sure to ask him when he comes back from his watch.
See that you do.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I will go back to the room then.
Okay. Delyaries, was there anything else that you wanted to do?
No, she was just watching this whole interaction and just kind of like making face gestures all the time. But her back is against the wall. She's sitting down and she's just kind of fiddling with a stick or a rock. It's kind of resting.
Okay. All right. Let's go back up to the entrance of Frosthall, where Ward and Flux are standing watch with Dalit. The two of you roll perception, and I'll roll for Dalit.
17.
Dalit. I wouldn't know what Dalit gets so bad. 27.
27 and 17. Nice. Okay. So with the 17,
I also want to have the Levi doing a loop out over the piece.
Okay.
That's
Good. 17, you see a kind of like this. You have now a unique perspective on the avalanche and its aftermath from up here, like looking outwards, and it is brilliant and bright. Like your eyes kind of hurt looking out there as the sun kind of reflects and bounces off all of these different facets of ice and snow spread out across this kind of blank field of debris. And that is pretty much all you see. Like it's kind of difficult to look out there, and you don't really see any movement. Ward with a 27, you can see on one of the far peaks a flash of light.
Oh boy.
And then nothing.
Flux, you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. It's kind of weird. Levi's take would be on that.
Yeah.
Flash of light. Any color to the light?
Nope.
Light.
This would be Ward similar to a reflection of a mirror, like a quick little flash of light, like a signal of some kind. And you're looking up there and you can't tell if it was the sun reflecting off of a piece of ice or whatever. Like you're trying to change your the angle where your head is and trying to get it to happen again, but it does not. It was just a single one little flash that kind of caught your eye, and then you're trying to see if you can make it happen again or try and catch it again, but you don't see it.
Well, what about you, Dalit?
Dalit does not reply.
How come he doesn't want to talk to us?
Ask him
You
in
know that
Dwarvish. Maybe
Dalit
he'll
doesn't
speak
talk a whole lot
Dwarvish.
anyway. Yeah.
That's true. I take my dagger back and say, well, you'll get this back when you start sharing.
He makes no move to resist you taking the dagger.
Ward's going crazy now too.
Yeah, it's infecting me. Okay. Well, I'll say, well, I know. How long does alarm last, Nova?
8 hours.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, I think Nova put her alarm up here, so if something comes through here, but it's definitely, I don't know. I guess Levi's our best shot for the advance notice.
We'll see how far away it is.
Sure. So you send Levi out, and go ahead and roll. Go and roll another perception check for Levi.
All right, and actually, you know what? Levi's perception is better than I thought. I think it's plus freaking 7, which makes that a 12.
So he flies out. He does a circle kind of around that semicircle of peaks around this valley, flying to the far sides of them and kind of looping and weaving, figurating through them to try and get every angle as possible. And he comes back and he relays you all of the information of what he saw, right? Psychically, give you kind of a perfect image back, and you didn't see anything other than mountaintops and snowy slopes.
Well, I guess just keep an eye. Maybe it was just maybe I'm
Levi lands and perches on Dahlid's shoulder and kind of leans over and kind of looks a little bit at Dahlid's skull, and then fluffs his feathers up and just kind of like rests there on his shoulder.
Looking for scraps of meat.
Flux, when you were in that forge, that thing you said was kept there, the elemental.
Scald.
You weren't able to. It didn't want to. I mean, because Severson was such a.
Skull had a rough go. I fear he was ready to go, and wanted nothing to do with me, save that I could help him get free.
Yeah. Given that he was a prisoner, I guess that makes sense. But if he was powering, do you think he was powering this place?
He was powering that forge, and that's seemingly a resource to this place, but doesn't look like there's much to be forged around here.
It just makes me wonder. Clearly, he's not, and I point back to where Bruegel is. And I look at Dahlid just for a second. And I think, never mind. And I say, I'm not saying he's to blame for the enslavement of an elemental and all this sort of stuff. Even if he was initially, I don't know how much you can hold somebody responsible that's off their rocker, so to speak. But I don't know. It makes me wonder what kind of place this really was. That's all.
Dahlid's body shifts a little bit. Levi takes off. You're not entirely sure if it's because Levi took off or if the body moved.
Fucking DM tricks here. What is real? What is real? All right. So you know what I'm gonna do? I said, you know what? I guess that's your people. If you're concerned about it or not, I'll follow your lead. That's all. Otherwise, I'm gonna try to look over for the rest of whatever watch I have. I'm gonna try to look over every fucking square inch of Dahlid. I'm gonna try to see, like, I don't. It's getting the better of me a little bit. This like, maybe I'm paranoid. That's all.
Okay, so you're investigating Dahlid at this point, right? Like,
yeah, I saw it.
All right. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll investigation. As you start looking through this dwarf skeleton in armor.
12.
Okay, so you start kind of like lifting up different pieces of armor, spreading it apart, kind of looking inside, and you don't hear Bruegel approach, but you hear him shout once he kind of sees you. Oi, Dahlid, you're gonna let him treat you like that? Come up here, see if you're on watch, stand in proper. All sorts of horsing around.
I saw a flash of light. I don't know what it could mean. I'm just making sure Dahlid wasn't hiding any secrets from us.
As soon as you say flash of light, you see Bruegel look over to Dahlid, and you see his eyebrows kind of furrow, and he kind of nods. I could be a threat.
I look at Flux. Huh? Buddy, Flux, I need you to take the lead on this one. I think I'm losing my mind.
Well, what kind of threat can that be? Full flash of light? Probably just trick of the light, right?
I could be a trick of the light. But you still haven't explained to me how this wall of ice came down. Perhaps that's what did it. We need to be alert. And he kind of like claps Dahlid on the shoulder, and the skeleton kind of like rattles a little bit and then settles.
Agree. Alert. We shall remain so. Apologies, Dahlid.
And he looks down. He's like, "Where'd your dagger go, Dahlid?"
Oh, he said that I could make better use of it.
Hey, he was always better with a hammer.
Yep, that sounds right. Sounds like Dahlid. Okay. Oh wow. I don't know what's real anymore.
So at this point, we're going to say that the 8 hours passed, and Bruegel has kind of come up to relieve you, and he tells you that basically your friends are awake again. I'll take over from here. Dahl and I have some discussions to do about how we're going to handle this. This now open access to Frosthall. And he makes it seem like he doesn't want you there for that discussion. He makes it seem like this is maybe a discussion that needs to happen in private. And he's kind of sending all of you down below to meet back up with your friends, essentially.
Mhm.
Fair enough. I'll pop off. I'll specifically go see. I'll go back to the group. I guess they're all in the same area.
Yeah, they're all down there. Yep.
So I got long rest. Successful.
Yes. Long rest, hit dice, spell slots, special abilities, all that good stuff.
Perfect.
Covered. Yep.
As soon as I get down there, I would just relay the flash of light, the conversation with Bruegel about Bruegel like being, not understanding if Bruegel is really assessing the threat or Bruegel thinks more of it than we did, and that he is also now in conversation with Dahlin about how to handle this opening.
And Flux follows Ward down out the area back into the door, around the corner, and like footsteps, but like trailing off, softer.
Nice.
Softer. Stay right there.
Go ahead and roll stealth.
All right. 25.
Okay. Neither Bruegel nor Dahlin seem to have heard that you're still there. And you start to hear Bruegel kind of. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Just the two of us here. It appears that our reinforcements might not be coming, my old friend. These new group of recruits they seem nice enough, but I don't know if they can be trusted to be able to weather the storm like we have. I fear that, they're going to leave soon enough, and cleaning up this mess is going to be up to the two of us. So, any thoughts? And then there's some silence, some like kind of nodding from Bruegel. No, that's a good idea, my friend. You always were the engineer of the two of us. Of course, it's the trick of finding materials, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Aye. Mm-hmm. And he like claps him on the shoulder. Together then. And then they both kind of like sit out on watch. That's what you see.
When you see actors on in movies or TV like acting while they're talking to somebody on the telephone, it's like, much respect, Jeremy. You pulled that out. You could nail acting on the telephone.
So we saw that, or someone was able to see
Flux
that.
did. Flux.
I heard it
saw
anyway,
there.
and then I go downstairs and rest.
Yeah, I think like the one thing that Flux you're going to gather from that exchange, aside from like what was being said, is that clearly the two of them are good friends. like there's like genuine like genuine affection when he like claps him on the shoulder and he kind of chuckles and laughs and looks over at him and calls him old friend. Like those are genuine things to say. He's not being flippant about any of those things. So yeah, I would say that would be a key takeaway to eavesdropping on that conversation.
I really want to like spare the dying on this guy or something and see what happens.
When I get back down there, I guess I'll go to Chiron and I'll ask the group, all these mushrooms around, are there questions you think that would be useful to ask them? I don't know. They don't always, it depends. The answers are, anyway, do you want me to talk
Ask
to
him about the skeleton.
I can ask him about that. I can ask him about Dahlin.
I I think that it would be interesting to know from the mushrooms perspective. I guess they don't know years, I mean, he says 30 to 40 years.
Yeah.
Who knows how long they've really been down here?
Yeah.
And what's actually happened. I wonder if there have ever been other things down here while those two were here.
Yeah. When was the last time there were more than
two?
more than two, or when was the last
Yeah,
time there was a
if
large
we say more than
number?
two, they'll say never, maybe, right?
Hard to
Anyways,
know. I could just ask them what happened here if they know.
is there a dragon below us? There's some questions we could ask.
Is it a great worm? And also I will say to Koli and Flint. Well, I'll say to Flux and Chiron and Flint, specifically because they spent the most time in Kholdim. I'll ask them, can you guys think of anybody in Kholdim or that wasn't Kholdim that we could send a message to tell them where we are and see if they have a clue, or if you think it's worth it. Now that's up to Koli if he wants to use ascending or if we want to use Flint for that. I don't know who we would ask, but I'm open to suggestions, or if you guys don't think it's worth it. But that's one thought too, just for informational purposes, if we decide to.
So you would know, if you wanted to know about this place, your two best bets would be Kasith or Mafret.
They're the learners.
Yeah, specifically military learners.
Yeah, okay.
So they would be your best chance of verification.
Well, I'll leave it up to Koli. I mean, I'll leave it up to the group, but Koli specifically because it's his spell slot, unless he wants to ask Flint to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to go find the nearest mushroom and talk to them, and we'll make a play from there.
Let me. What is that sending?
If you don't want to do it, I mean, Flint could probably do it too, but it's more fun if you do it because you're actually playing right now. But it's your decision, obviously, and you don't have to. This is just a thought that I had. Wait, Chiron made me start thinking. Had me thinking about talking about mushrooms.
Yeah, sure. What do you or?
I don't know what anything.
I haven't met either of those two, so I don't think I can do it.
Oh, you've never met Mafred or Kasith?
No.
Well, shit.
I mean, I only spent an afternoon in Kholdim.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Well, why don't you guys decide if I'm going to talk to the mushrooms? You guys can decide if Flint is going to do this, or and if so, what he would ask. Otherwise, that's all. That's what I'm going to do.
I'll walk up and say, "Was I dreaming, or did I hear there's another dragon we could wake up?"
Wait, Noah, did you share that with everybody about the dragon or about this orange thing?
Yeah, I would have mentioned it. I also think Delyaries was there too.
Oh, okay.
So she knows.
All right.
Yeah, I think once they have came back, we probably told them about the conversation, the name, which was, what was it?
Orange.
Naphthalena.
Naphthalena, meaning orange.
Interesting. Well,
so the right hole, danger, the left hole, water and supplies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's another thing I can ask the mushrooms about then. I'm sure they know, they'll be very, I'll get everything. Listen, this is how we win the game. I'll go talk to the fucking mushrooms. Okay, I'll just do that then for now.
Okay.
I go find, I go kneel down, or you said there's mushrooms like on the walls and stuff. Everything.
Yeah.
I adopt a Jersey accent. I go kneel down.
Hey, you been up the shore lately? Down the shore. Anyway, so I will cast Speak with Plants.
Okay.
Hello, friends. Hopefully.
Well, hello.
Oh, you're Oh, hi. I'm Ward.
Hi, Ward.
It's nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
You know, You're already interesting, I gotta say. What should I call you?
Well, you could call us wall ceiling floor.
All right, WCF, is that okay? The wall ceiling floor. All right. Listen,
that will do.
All right. My friends and I here.
Oh, friends. And then you see kind of all the mushrooms like gently tilt to look past you at everyone behind you and then tilt back to you.
Yeah, friends are cool, right? So we were wondering if you had any information on all that has been down here. We came here, the guy that you seem to have a good relationship with. He feeds you and you feed him, I guess. Is that how that works?
Yes, we have a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Yes, sounds lovely.
It is quite lovely.
Okay. Have you noticed? I just have a couple of quick things, and I'll get out of here. I'll stop bothering you. Has he been alone for a long time? In your the best you can guess, is he the only one that comes around here that's like him?
No, there are two.
Just the two, right?
Yes, for a long time. Two.
And what about any other beasts, like an orange beast, like a great worm?
Orange.
I look around. Is there anything orangey? I pick up a piece of rusted armor. Like
they seem confused by color.
Okay, so I'll say,
yeah.
I'll just focus on. I'll just describe.
And this tracks with other mushrooms that you talk to. Like they have a sense of things that are physical, but not so much the like intangible. So like light and color, they could say it is light or dark or very dark. Like they could give you that, like a spectrum of brightness, but they don't necessarily give you a spectrum of light.
Okay. So then I'll just focus. I'll just describe best I can a dragon, I guess, for lack of a better.
Oh, very large. Yes, there are large things here.
Is that what caused all this destruction?
I don't know. Yes, we have caused some destruction. Time has caused destruction. The two have caused destruction.
Yep. Hey, listen, wall, ceiling, floor. Can I tell you?
Yes.
It's been a pleasure. And I hope that your relationship with Bruegel lasts a really long time. It's nice. And I appreciate it.
Who is Bruegel? I only know of Dahlid.
Uh-huh. Wait, so you're talking to Dahlid?
Dahlid who is referred to. Dahlid, I do not know a Bruegel.
Oh, because he only hears the words, dude. Yeah. He never would hear Bruegel.
That's great. You're good, Jeremy. You're good.
Okay. Anyway.
I just like throwing John for a loop. Like I'm enjoying that Ward is having a difficult time, but I am absolutely dying over here looking at John.
Yeah.
This is why I wanted to ask you guys, like, okay, what should I ask? Because I'm like, these mushrooms are always wacky. Okay. I'll say, well, I appreciate it, and I hope you and Dahlid have a great time.
Thank you, Ward. It was a pleasure speaking with you as well.
Yes, and I hope that, you know what, before I leave, I'll leave you a present.
That would be much appreciated. What Dahlid leaves is, well, we have much of that. Whatever you have to offer will be different.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff is different. Okay, all right, good talking. And then I'll the spell lasts I think for 10 minutes. I'll cut it off because I need to get out of there.
I don't want to talk to these guys.
Yeah. Click.
Yeah. And I try to do it respectfully, and I'm just like, great.
I think you get the feeling that the spell is gone, but they're still talking to you.
That's fair.
Like there's like you're seeing like a very small sway with these mushrooms and the fungus is kind of growing on the walls, and the ceilings are kind of like drooping and retracting and everything. Like they're definitely attempting to still talk to you, but yeah.
Okay. So I'll share with the group the thing that I basically, there's a lot of big things, and there may be a dragon that caused some of this destruction. Also, as far as wall, ceiling, floor, what they're called, as far as they know, Dalid and these two are the only here for a long time, but I don't know what their conception of long time is. So I would share that, and I'll say, next up, I need a break. I think I might have taken some psychic damage just there. Yeah. So what do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna turn and start wandering down the hallway that they said the dragon was in.
Okay, I'll go with him. I guess that's if he starts walking that way. I mean,
Are you two going down that hallway right now?
I'll grab a torch and
we're just going
checking it out.
We're just going guns blazing.
Wow.
Okay, let's do it. I was gonna do pass without a trace, but if we're gonna torch it, fuck it.
Okay. You start wandering down that passageway. And the walls, as Nova had seen before, are smoothed out, but it's still kind of like rough. It's not all perfectly square with nice 90 degrees at every angle. But it has certainly been worked on. This isn't a natural tunnel anymore. And you can feel, as soon as you kind of enter that that tunnel, you can feel a little bit warmer. And you're realizing that the warmth of the room that you are in now is probably coming from that tunnel. What's causing water to be here instead of ice, and allowing people to live here for decades without very much fire. It's drafty, right? There's no like sealed room or anything. So the ambient heat essentially is what's kind of keeping Bruegel alive. So you head down this tunnel and you can see carved stones placed on the floor every they're not super close together, but probably say between 60 and 90 feet. Kind of every 60 and 90 feet you come across a little marker. And in Dwarven, you can just see essentially like just warning. And you can see that the closest one that you've gotten to does not appear to have really any damage, but as soon as you continue past that, you can see scarring on the stone. And some of it has been like smoothed out. It is almost glass-like. And then as you get further, you pass the second one and you see a little bit more of that. Now you're passing the fourth one and you're seeing even more of it. And you can tell at this point that ahead of you, there is a dull red light kind of outlining the end of this tunnel as it opens up into some other chamber. You're not entirely sure what that looks like from your current position, but you can see that this tunnel does have an end, and there is a dull orangish red light coming from it.
You're reading all that stuff, right, Koli?
I don't know if he knows Dwarven.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, yeah.
I think it is.
So you would have...
I'll look back at Ward, kind of excited.
Yeah, these are like tsunami marker stones, right?
Yep.
Like... If
like
a
range
tsunami
markers
happens,
almost.
Right, exactly. Like if a tsunami happens, you need to get above this point to be safe. And you can see that these markers had started out quite low, and now they've gotten higher and higher and higher, essentially. So you're walking down that hill. seeing that and by like at once you reach like the fourth one, that marker is like melted and just a little bit more than a lump. And then by the time you reach the fifth one, and you're only about 2 away from the opening here, it's basically just slag. Like there's just a tiny little lump on the ground, and then it's all kind of glass. And then you don't see another marker beyond that. And you're much closer to the end of this tunnel that kind of opens up into a larger chamber.
Can we hear anything, like any movement of snoring or breathing?
You hear at this point, you would just hear kind of a dull, I guess it would be similar to the sound of rushing water, but from a distance, like kind of like a waterfall, but you're not in like straight hearing of a waterfall. It's like you're hearing it from around corners. That's kind of what it sounds like. So there's definitely an echo to it, and it's just kind of like a rushing of things flowing. Yeah, that's like I'm trying to think of like a better way to describe that, but I think that's probably the most accurate.
It's just me and Koli. Nobody else came with us?
Nope.
Oh, cool.
Sorry,
Yeah.
dude. Sorry,
No
dude.
was like, nah.
Oops.
Hey, buddy. I think I don't know if we should do this alone. Is there something we should be looking for first to relay, or do you want to go back and tell them what we see so far?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. What are we looking for right now?
Just to see what's down here.
Yeah, that's cool. You're a little crazy, aren't you, Koli? Like not Bruegel crazy. Not you're your own special kind of crazy. You're a little like Flux, a little less murderous, probably.
Well, you spend enough time out in the wilderness on your own, you make your own adventures.
Yeah, this is a pretty good one.
Sweet. And then I'll keep going.
Okay.
I'm going to
okay.
try and get to the edge of the hallway, but not actually go into the cavern.
Excellent. Well, I will show you the cavern as you get to the edge. Let's see that and that. So you are entering at the top left.
Oh boy.
And you can see that basically there's a massive chasm that kind of drops out underneath. There is a bridge in disrepair, to say the least. It looks like there's been a few stones that have been placed over certain portions to allow like temporary passage over this area. The ceiling rises up into darkness. Like you don't see the roof of this chamber from where you're at. And then on the far side, you can see another dwarven gate intact.
No dragon or no creatures, something like that.
Nope, not from this vantage point, right? Like just
Right.
so as soon as you're kind of entering, that's what you're seeing. So basically, kind of this broken bridge with portions of it missing and makeshift stone planks, quote unquote, kind of cobbling it together. And then on the opposite side, you can see a very large set of gates that appear to be intact.
Can I tell how deep that chasm is?
You can kind of like peek down, and the heat prevents you from really like looking and gauging the distance. It's not necessarily like you're burning your eyes from the heat, but it's just like the heat is shifting the air and your vision enough where it's really difficult to tell. You know that it drops down at least 50 feet, and if you had to guess, probably 3 times that. But it's very difficult to tell like what's air and what's whatever the heat source is below it, like the elevation difference between those things.
These could just be lava tunnels or something. You want to try and get the others and go across to that gate, or what do you want to do?
Well, I don't really want to hang out with Dullet. So, yeah. Seems like...
I mean, being warm is a nice change.
Oh, is this worth it? Do we need to move on? What the fuck's going on here? Oh, I would at least go. I think we should at least go back and tell them, and then if we decide to check it out, we could do it as a group. But yeah, it's definitely fucking curious. That's for sure. I'm into investigating it, seeing what's going on. Unless the group thinks we need to move on, but yeah. So I would say yeah. Let's go back if you want to. Do you want me to run back, or do you want to run back, or do you want to both go?
Yeah, run back and grab them. I'm gonna see how stable this
Okay.
bridge is, these platforms.
Alright, cool.
I will run back to the group.
Oh boy.
I will run back to the group.
Okay, Ward, you hustle back up this passageway, and you get back to this main room. You see everyone else. What do you tell them?
Listen, there's a huge cavern, another dwarven gate. Koli's talking a little reckless. I think. Please come help me. And I will lead them down there if they're willing to come with me.
We had a long rest, right?
Yes.
Beauty sleep. All right. I'll go then.
Another cavern. I'm in.
You said cavern?
Nova?
And I will
Yes,
make
so.
care to tell her and Delyaries we haven't seen anything about it that's like a dragon yet. But doesn't mean it isn't there. We haven't.
Oh, last time we saw the dragon, it was encased in a wall.
Yes. Fair enough. But right now, the last thing Koli said to me was, I'm gonna see if something about the bridge. And that bridge is not looking good. So and I gently remind everybody that Koli is not the most like dexterous kind of dude.
All right, so Koli, you are
Well, actually, you're above average dex. I'm sorry to put you in Flint's category. That was rude of me. I apologize for that.
so Koli, you're standing at the edge of this bridge, and you describe to me what you're doing to like check the stability and firmness of everything.
So first, I'm gonna walk up, I guess, to where 3 is.
Mhm.
And just kind of toe tap the boards. Are those boards or are they like stone?
Those are stone. Yeah, so they're
Okay.
stone tablets. If they were wood, they would have burned away long ago. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll just kind of toe tap them and see if they're wobbly or if they're gonna crumble as soon as I put any weight on them.
So you kind of step forward tentatively. You kind of tap your foot. You can hear a pretty solid tap. Like it doesn't sound hollow. It doesn't like you don't hear like crunching of something like shifting or anything like that. It seems like it would bear your weight. You're pretty confident.
How far is it from 3 to 4?
So that is going to be one movement, so about 30 feet essentially. So each set of distances is about 30 feet. This is like quite a large bridge. You can imagine that this was something that would have moved perhaps like siege engines or other like very large caravans of soldiers or equipment or supplies, like anything like that. This is substantial.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna pull out my rope and I'm gonna tie it around that column at 3.
Mhm.
And then I'll tie it around my waist.
Okay. So I'll tell you right now, those columns are quite large. So
Okay.
you're like, if you've got 50 feet of rope, you've only got 30 feet out of the rope once you tie it around it.
Right.
So just to let you know, like you won't be able to go like 50 feet with it essentially.
Oh, I guess you.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. I can still make it to 4 though, right?
You can make it to 4. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Is it, if I go across, is the rope gonna melt, catch on fire? Is it that hot?
It's pretty hot.
Yeah. I'll wait then.
Yeah. You've probably got a few minutes, but prolonged exposure would definitely start to affect it.
So here's what I'll do. I'll tie it around the column and I'll coil it up at 3 and then I'll run across to 4.
Okay. As you so you coil it up at 3 and then you just take off sprinting across that short distance to 4. And so you do that. As you do
Gingerly.
that, I would imagine gingerly, like, you're not like stomping across it. As you do that, that is when Ward and everyone else is kind of rushed back down this corridor to see you like drop the rope and then like take those 10 or so steps across the 4. The stone tablets that you run across echo. They are, like the sound kind of reverberates out of the bottom, and there's certainly kind of an echo as that sound goes down into the chasm below. You step off of them onto 4, and you kind of like get your bearings. You can feel that center portion kind of shift just a little bit from your weight, but it holds, and you are now standing at 4.
I'll wave to Ward and the rest of the group. And kind of.
This is what I'm saying.
Man, he must have had a good sleep.
Did you tell him about the gate?
I told him about the gates. Don't move too much. Flux. I look at Flux and I say, he's one of your type of people, apparently. How do you reason with somebody like that? Can you say something to him?
What are you guys waiting for? Come on.
Flux is like, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go.
I'll go. I'll look down. Can I see what's going on down in the crevasse?
You look down, and with your heat resistance, you can see that it is indeed about 150-foot drop, basically straight down into what looks to be liquid fire.
Liquid fire. Is this look magical fire, or is this...
You have a hard time telling from this distance. Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to tell if it was magic or naturally occurring. Yeah.
Liquid though. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely flowing. Like it's moving.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
That's
trying
good.
I'm like trying to think of a way to describe, but yeah, it's like it's moving around down there, like it's shifting.
Okay. And Koli's at 4?
Yes. Yep.
Across there. Okay. And what are you looking for, Koli?
Just I want to try and get to that gate. See where it goes.
Fair enough. I follow him to 4.
That's all he needed. That's so classic.
Okay, yeah.
That's about right.
All right, so Flux, you quickly kind of make your way across those 2 stone tablets. Same sort of thing. Those ringing sounds of your steps kind of echo out below you, quickly drowned out by the sound of the liquid fire below. And you step off onto the stone at 4, and you can also feel just a slight little shift as this kind of the center of this bridge shifts just a little bit with a change in weight.
I'll move over to 6.
Okay, kind of spread
Try
out
and
a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, that appears to help. You
This is
believe
crazy.
you believe that it might also be the fact that you didn't like dash across quickly and then come to a stop. Like the fact that you just calmly walked over to that other position might have more to do it than the weight distribution. For the others that are still standing at the edge of this bridge, all of this looks precarious as fuck. Like, like nothing about this is a good thing. Like none of it. Yeah, this is all a bad idea forever and ever. Like,
Well,
did Koli cut his rope? Was he still tied somewhere?
no, he left his rope behind.
Dropped
Yeah.
rope. Okay. Cool.
I will.
Okay.
I'm going to take his rope. Well, Koli, do you want me to get your rope, or you leaving it here?
Yeah, sure. Grab it and toss it to Flux.
Okay. I will untie his rope, and I will toss it to Flux as best I can.
I mean, it's only 30 feet.
Yeah, 30 feet. How are you going to throw rope 30 feet?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like a weird thing to throw. That's the only thing.
You coil it up.
Coil it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll coil it
Should-
up, tie
All
it
right.
off, and
Chuck.
throw it over there.
Go ahead and roll.
got it.
Go ahead and roll a athletics check.
Right here.
Come on, Ranger.
14. Athletics. I'm not a strength-based ranger. I'm a 14. 14.
All right,
Oh, you're talking
14.
about the
So
ropes, I
that's
got you.
that's plenty. Rope. You coil it up nice and tight. You know, you wrap it at the end so it stays put. You wing it around, toss it. It flies through the air, and Flux is able to catch it. So
Got it.
Flux has got Koli's rope now.
Cool. Now what?
Thanks.
No, but you can fly, right? Did I see that right? Or is that something you can only do every once in a while?
I can do it once a day for a minute.
I'm gonna see all this bullshit and I'm gonna turn it into a giant eagle.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, giant eagle.
Speaking of flying,
That's a good idea. I wish I can do that, right? Oh, wait.
yeah. So Chiron kind of like am erupting, but also kind of shriveling, but also kind of my arms are getting a lot longer, and I burst into this giant eagle, and it kind of
Make a Constitution save.
Here we go.
Say.
Here we go.
go.
With the flames. Use my coin here.
Pass guidance.
11.
11. Okay. You turn into a giant eagle as soon as you start flying into this heat. You can feel your feathers start to singe and burn and melt.
Melt.
Yeah, I guess like not like
Like hair.
wax melts, like hair melts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you will not be able to fly over this safely. Like you can feel it immediately. You did not fully form into a giant eagle, and that form is still in it's still in flux. Like you're not able to stabilize it.
It's in flux. Did you get it? Okay. So I'm gonna come out of eagle form and I assume just start puking everywhere.
Yep. And you're gonna take a level of
Oh
exhaustion.
no.
Oh no, Lord.
Did he fly all the way to 9 or to 8?
No, I couldn't even
No,
fly.
he didn't even make it that far. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So I lost. Wait. Did you just give it to me? I think I now have I think I have 2 levels now. Because I think I was at 2.
Oh, well, you slept a
Yeah,
full.
you lose a level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
It should have done it for me, shouldn't it have? Because I did a long rest on here. Let's see.
Longer. Did you have? Two?
I didn't. So I didn't check it because okay, I should have. So now I have 1 now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
You.
So where is Chiron now? Is he at 3 or 4?
He is at 3.
Okay.
Still chilling.
Yeah.
What's the ceiling, like roof cavern look like? How far away is that?
You can't see it.
Okay.
Was this popcorn situation we're dealing with, or?
How about Delyaries? What are you doing?
So were we kind of in 1 or 3?
So you entered at 1. That's kind of the end of that tunnel, and as it opens up into this chamber. So Chiron had kind of like changed into the eagle, and he'd taken like 1 flap to get up into the air, and then immediately felt his form fail. So he's like made it to 3. Flux and Koli are sharing 4 and 6 respectively, and then Ward is at 3, having just tossed that rope out to them.
I think she doesn't definitely want to go to 4 at all, or try even to attempt it if the eagle couldn't get past. She's gonna probably just ask anybody that's close, like around 3, like, I don't think this is a good idea. Maybe we should go back.
Nova's gonna be like, yeah, I'm not going over there.
That's fair.
But we've got it balanced. When you come across, we'll all move across, and everything will balance out.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I will just watch and make sure that I see if you fall into the crevasse below.
Flux, toss me one end of that rope.
All Sure.
Okay. So Koli's got one end. Flux, you've got the other.
All right. Everybody ready?
Are we all advancing like one place to balance out?
Yeah, if we all go one at a time, I think we'll be fine.
So Delyaries goes to
Oh, yeah.
3.
Okay.
Uh,
Ward, are you moving from 3 to 4?
I'm gonna see how this goes.
The point is that if you don't do this, it's going to go bad.
Okay.
If you
yeah.
do this, then
Alright.
that's Koli's
the only way
argument.
to
It's like as long as you keep the weight all of the same, like the weight distribution, then you should be fine. Yeah.
Yep. I'll do that.
You trust Koli. All right.
I guess.
Nova, what do you think?
Nova's she's a spectator right now in this whole debacle. Yeah.
Oh God.
So Chiron is the other one.
This giant bastard.
Yeah. How you feeling, Chiron?
I mean, pretty fucking bad, I guess. Every time I try to wild shape, it goes halvesies and I end up looking like a freak.
That's a good point. You asked if I did it. I mean, I assume we saw Chiron lose his shit.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell them to hold on a second, and I will go check on Chiron and see if I can just, I guess, what happened? You can't do what you do?
Apparently not, my friend. And it's been looking bad for some time.
Yeah, you can see that he basically just like vomited up this really weird green-yellow bile.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's gross.
If only somebody could restore him in a greater way. I don't even know if that would work, obviously. Okay, well, I would just say to you, are you okay to try to cross, or do you need to stay here?
Do you need me to cross?
I need you to stay alive.
Then I will stay here.
Okay. And I'll go to help these fucking idiots.
All right. So Koli, I'm imagining you're like counting off on 3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, and all of you kind of like step and try and keep pace as best you can. And
Slowly, gingerly.
Yep, slowly, carefully, making your way across. And Koli, you make it to 7 without issue. Flux, you find yourself at 6. Ward at 4, and Delyaries at 3. And Flux, you can feel a little bit of shift as Ward kind of steps on, but stable. And Koli, you step onto 7, and you feel solid. You kind of like gingerly kind of tap your foot at a couple places, and it's solid.
Nice. I'm just gonna hold on to the rope in case Flux needs it.
Okay. Flux, what do you do?
The rope, is it longer than 6 to 7?
It's a little bit longer than that. Yeah.
Can I pass in it the other end to Ward, or is it not?
Sure. Yeah. I think that's fine. Yeah. There's not a whole lot to hold on to, but there's like just barely the end, like enough to grip and maybe wrap once around the hand. Yeah.
There you go. All right. So I do that. Toss to him.
Okay. I'll tie it around.
If he wants it.
I'll tie it around my waist, and I'll.
No. Hand.
Wait.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's only enough, like you're pretty much at the limit of this rope, so you can wrap it around your wrist or your arm just once, and then grip it. It's not great, but it's more than nothing.
Yeah, that's fair. Delyaries. Okay.
Well, Delyaries does have a 50-foot rope that she now thinking about pulling it out, and then she wants to toss like one end of it towards Nova. I don't know if Nova's paying attention, but she tosses it over towards wherever Nova's standing.
Imagine it just lands on the ground and Nova's like, what? What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, exactly. What am I supposed to do with this? I don't understand. Like, no.
Delyaries is gonna like yell, grab the other end, but Nova's probably gonna be like, no.
I have a -1 strength, guys. If you guys are falling, all
tie
you
your
do is
end.
drag me with you.
Yeah.
Tie your end around your waist.
Yeah.
I think at any given point, Nova's just gonna I'm gonna go have a different adventure.
I mean,
Explore
see
the
how
other-
this goes. She might be on her own adventure here in a minute. Her and Chiron. It's just a buddy adventure at that
Best of friends.
point. Remember those other 4 dum-dums? Me neither.
So where's Delyaries is holding on to the other end of this rope.
Yeah,
right?
I threw the rope over towards one, so like kind of wherever you guys try to aim it at you guys, either Chiron or if Chiron's at one, or Nova. I think I was trying to like direct it towards your.
Is there anywhere that I could like tie the rope off?
These are large pillars along the kind of the sides of this bridge. They are quite large. So if you're wrapping a rope around them, you're taking up almost half of the rope to be able to like tie the knot. So it kind of makes it impractical to do that, trying to get across the bridge. Now, obviously, if you tied off more ropes, to each other, you could get the distance. But as far as like one rope, it doesn't really give you a whole lot.
I still have those Python. I don't know how to say it, Python or Python, but I still have those in my backpack.
Mhm.
So I can pull one out and toss one over her way and say, try. I think I need to toss a hammer too, because I don't know if she has.
I don't. I definitely don't have any tools. In my tools, it says none.
None.
I have a hammer also, so I'll pull out the hammer and the Python and throw it in your direction and say, hammer this into the secure rock.
That sounds really hard.
Definitely be an athletics check.
Yeah, with my -1 athletics.
Nova can go first, and then Delyaries can stay on 3 if anything happens.
Yeah.
This way
I mean, I'm
Nova's
not moving off of 3 because I don't want to disrupt everybody else.
Yeah. I'll try to do that. See what happens. Well, it's a 13.
All right. You definitely drive that spike into the rock. There is a curious crack that is made when you're driving it in, though.
Oh God.
Well,
Nice one.
Can we just try this if we're gonna try it? I mean,
That's the one.
oh my God. Let's just go die, please. Let's do this. Let's get this over
just
with.
go die.
You got a balloon?
Nova can't sweat it anyway. She can just whip out her wings anytime she feels. So she's not even that worried about this situation. Flux can spider climb. Chiron can.
We're definitely in the splash zone, though. So whatever.
We're not in a good situation here.
Okay, what do we have to do next?
Well, you are all lined up. There's 4 of you lined up over this bridge. The next step would be to shift again. I think everybody towards Koli. So how do you want to do that?
Flux is at 6.
Flux just says, "Yeah, I think we're good, guys. Let's go."
You're just gonna run?
I'll walk.
Don't
I'll
run.
try to
Okay.
match.
Towards 7.
I'll try to match Flux's speed.
Okay.
Exactly.
Unreal.
Delyaries
right.
is nervously thinking of going down the ramp to 4.
All right. So Flux, you start stepping towards 7. Ward, you start stepping towards 6, and Delyaries, you cautiously, but still start walking towards 4, making your way further across this bridge. Koli, what are you doing over at 7?
Kind of reaching my hand out to give Flux a hand coming across.
Got it.
And then Flux, did you bring the rope with you, or you kind of?
Well, I got the middle of it, and Ward's got the far
Oh,
end.
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay. Koli, go and roll perception as you're kind of looking out, watching over your friends.
Come on, D&D Beyond. 26.
Okay. You feel a slight crunching, cracking noise as Flux approaches you, and you look back and realize that what you're standing on is not completely secured to the rest of the stone of the platform. And the weight of the two of you coming closer to each other on a single point is shifting the weight distribution of that stone.
So I will quickly jump back and tell Flux what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'll say the stone shifting. I got to balance the weight, and then I'll run to the other end. This way, it doesn't look like I'm just jerking my hand away.
Right. Hey, buddy. See ya. All right. So you quickly take a couple steps to the other side, and you can hear like another little crunching noise as it settles back in to that weight. So okay. So we've got Flux at 7. Ward at 6, Delyaries at 4. Are you ready to keep shifting over?
I'm doing it.
Okay. All right. Flux, you walk across to 7. Koli, you kind of step back. You're closer to 9 now. So Flux, you're able to shift further with Koli. Ward, you get to 7. And Delyaries, you get to 6. Ward and Flux, you both hear a little bit of crunching as the weight of that section of bridge kind of shifts again, twisting in position. But you have distributed the weight enough, and nothing further happens. Just a slight little pivot, essentially.
Is Chiron in eagle form or
No, you couldn't make it.
plucked eagle form, or back in normal form?
He's in normal form.
Okay.
Who's at 9?
He could be an issue.
Yeah.
I'm at 9.
Okay, and are you secure? Is Koli secure?
Yeah, I'm on a solid platform.
Okay,
Both
okay.
Flux and I are on solid platforms.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Flux and Koli are fine. They're not
That's
really
awesome.
worried about the situation. Yeah.
What's the problem?
Nova's still at 1.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
We're separated.
Yep. We're in the party.
Yep.
So Ward and Delyaries, you two are the last two that are still kind of out on this bridge on unstable ground.
Mhm.
Do you continue or do you stay put?
I gotta go.
Oh my
Can't
God.
Okay.
come all this way.
All right. So the two of you shift over one more time, and then once more, and then all 4 of you are now safe on that opposite side of the bridge.
When we wave over to the other side, we made it.
Let's go take a look at that gate.
Okay. You make your way up this ramp and then a set of stairs, and then you arrive at this gate. And it appears to be unaffected by whatever was melting the rock on the other end of the corridor. And you can see that it's made of metal, but it's a different. It feels different. Like it doesn't radiate heat like you would expect it to in a place like this. Like normally, this metal would be absorbing the ambient heat and it would radiate off of it when you placed your hand on it. This actually feels cool to the touch.
Hmm.
And
Does that ring a bell with anybody?
it might. Go and roll history. Specifically, Flux, Ward, and Chiron.
History?
Yeah.
Ooh.
17.
I got a natural 20, 21.
Nice.
21.
Yeah.
14.
Nice.
Okay, so Koli, Chiron, the two of you remember the use of Quicksilver as a material to transfer magic, but also heat. And you remember that the soldiers from the fire plane that sought out Flux carried Quicksilver blades to fight fire elementals.
Oh shit. That's a lot of Quicksilver there.
Didn't we need that too for at one point? What do we need that for?
Yeah,
We
it's
need
a
very
really
citizen.
great conduit for infusing magic into items. So both, let's see, I think it was Alabaster asked you for some, and I'm pretty sure Azelda also took some to.
Yeah, we used it to transport Severson.
Yeah,
part of Flux.
Because she needed it to create the small little flask to contain his essence and to transport it into the fire plant. So so you had experience with this material before. Something to be infused in the size of gates, like doors like this, is untold. Like this is crazy amount to have been basically run through the other metals in order to create a gate that would prevent this everything that's in this chamber from affecting it. So
can we see if there's any way that any clear way that it would open, or if it's, I'm assuming it's not.
There is so it's definitely two pieces. They kind of join together with a very large disc in the middle that looks like a dwarven lock. It's sophisticated, but obvious, as in like it's not a hidden lock. It doesn't look overly
the type of lock that would be hidden deep in a dwarven place where they're like not worried about.
Exactly. Now this is sophisticated, as in this is definitely meant to stop the common person, the common dungeon delver, whoever troublemaker from coming in here and simply waltzing in. But it is not like tricked out, if you will. Like it's not meant to be to hidden or have like other tricks to it that might prevent you. You get the feeling that this whole thing was probably the prevention. Because this door was clearly designed to be put here. It wasn't an afterthought. It wasn't an accident. Like this was very specifically designed to be in this place. And they theoretically could have done the
same thing with the bridge or something like that, and they just didn't. Yeah.
And they chose not to. Right. Exactly.
So after realizing that, I will do two things. I will sort of yell over to Chiron and Nova, I think it was designed this way. So if you do follow our pattern, you might be safe. I can't guarantee it. Otherwise, and I look at Flux and Delyaries, I say, I guess you guys, you want to take a crack at it?
As you yell across, your voice starts to echo up and down this chamber. You can hear the echo reverberate far above you and then come back down, and then you can hear your voice reverberate downwards and then get absorbed. So there's almost like a 3 echo thing that happens as you yell over the course. And I'm going to say that these echoes last for a good solid 30 seconds.
Wow.
Of like reverberation through this chamber. And then there's a little bit of silence from below. And then that sound of kind of rushing water resumes.
Oh, so the thing doesn't fall down?
Nope.
Oh. Well, I don't know if something bad happened, but at least that didn't happen. That's what I Anyway, yeah, so that was a lot. And then, so who knows what that's going to do? Good or bad, probably. So I guess I'll still just look at Delyaries and Flux and just say, like, either you want to take a crack at this?
Sure.
So the two of you, this is something.
I look at Flux like.
This is a lock large enough where the two of you could work on it together. Normally it's one person, like you'd just be in each other's way, but this is something that's large enough inset into this gate that would allow you to both kind of start working and trying to figure out how it functions and how to unlock it together. So your choice, either both roll your sleight of hand check to unlock it, or one of you roll sleight of hand with advantage as the other helps.
Let's both roll.
What do you have, Flux, for sleight of hand? You have a
7.
A plus.
Yeah.
I have a plus 11 without advantage. So.
Well, then why don't you roll?
So Delyaries, you will roll with advantage as Flux helps you. So you're like taking the lead.
Okay.
And working on this lock while Flux kind of like works on other portions, points out to you and
Pointing.
gives you a little bit of
See this
guidance
over
as to
here?
what's
Hey,
going on.
look at that.
Yeah.
See
Yeah.
that?
Yep.
Ooh, look at that thing.
I got it. Let's see. Oh God. 17.
17. That was pretty good, and a lesser lock probably would have been cracked with that sort of effort. But it's going to take more than that.
And
With,
by the
with
way,
the 17, I will tell you that you didn't damage the lock.
okay.
You're skilled enough where the lock wasn't damaged. I will also tell you that there is more than one locking mechanism in this lock.
I'll tell you metagame, that was the worst roll. It was a 6 and a 1 because I had a plus 11 plus advantage.
Nice. Yeah.
So that was a waste. It's a lot tougher than I expected.
Can I use my coin for Delyaries? Lock slide handle.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. But before we do that, Nova and Chiron, go ahead and roll perception.
Oh boy.
Since the two of you are over on the other side, not distracted by anything.
13.
12.
13 and 11.
13 and 12. Okay.
It's all good.
25 if you add them together.
That's true. That's definitely 100% true.
That's how that works.
You hear a very faintly, and the only reason you can hear it is because this corridor is kind of like amplifying that sound a little bit. So there's an echo that kind of bounces down those walls to where you are. And you can hear Bruegel's voice say, "Dolet, where are they?" And then silence. And then no. And that's where we're going to end it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So that acting was my favorite characters. My favorite characters of this whole campaign. We've been doing it for like, I don't know, 10 years now, it feels like.
Yeah, at least.
That was awesome.
That was good.
Yeah, that was cool.
Crazy.
It's always
Cool.
something.
Jesus
It's always something.
Lord. Always something.
I need to know what happened with the echoing with Ward. I'm so nervous.
Shit.
Yeah, holy shit.
Comedic moment with Ward was when he was talking to the mushrooms and he said, "I'll get out of your," and he was going to say hair. And he just thought about
Yeah,
I'll
I
get
was like,
out
I
of
don't
your, leave you alone. Is what.
I honestly was like, what
bothering you? Yeah, like
what do you
I couldn't
have?
stop laughing. I was like,
It's a mushroom equivalent.
Yeah.
And honestly, that wasn't even for effect. I was literally trying to think, what would a mushroom have? Like a mushroom, your cap. I'll get out of your cap.
Get out of your cap. Gills. Gills is a good one.
Gills,
Yeah. Yeah,
Good
that was really funny. I'll leave. Yeah, stop bothering you.
Holy shit. And
So
the thing is,
I've wanted to do that voice for a really long time because it's from the Adventure Zone. Like Griffin, he's done it in a couple different campaigns now, but it's the original one was Garfield the Deals Warlock at the Fantasy Costco. And that voice is so silly and ridiculous. And I'm like, I don't want to do it for like an actual NPC, but
Yeah.
like a floating NPC, like the mushrooms. I'm like, oh my God, that would be hilarious.
yeah.
So yeah, I finally had to pull the trigger on it.
That's a good one.
Oh man, my thing about like Bruegel and Dalit is like, oh man, it's like they're cool and it's like, or they're like, I'm having some sort of interaction with Dalit. It's just like I just don't know. Like I can't. I wonder if he would leave if we can hook him up with Kholdim, but that's such a huge endeavor. Regardless, all I'm thinking of, we're doing this, and like our whole thing was to get to the City of Brothers, and here we are, just like, you know what? This is like classic D. This is classic D&D, right? We have a whole mission, but you know what we're gonna do? Some wild shit instead.
Layover. Just a layover.
Just
Yeah.
a little layover.
Yeah.
What took you so long? Oh,
Quick pit
the whole
stop.
world got killed. Yeah, we were just had to see what this door was about. Oh man, shit.
Oh, that was pretty good. Yeah. I'm really glad I got to play Bruegel and Dalit again.
That was fun.
Because I forget if did Nova and Nova and Koli interact with them at all? Or
No,
was that in a different
No.
campaign? I
we
forget.
we never exposed this city.
Okay, all right.
Oh, you didn't
But
go
we
down here in
did
the other
meet
campaign?
Bruegel and Dahlid, though.
I didn't. I don't think.
Well, not Nova, but he was
No.
in my notes.
Oh, okay.
But
He was.
yes.
Oh, so you. Okay, all right. I couldn't remember like which section of that triad had gotten here, but it was pretty brief because there was a lot of other stuff going on, and also time was like even more of an
Yeah.
essence than like
Yeah.
this campaign right now. So, I didn't. There wasn't a whole lot of like interaction like that. So I'm glad that you guys like made it into those mountains and found a way to get to Frosthall. So I got to play the two of them again. Like it's just
Cool as
they're
hell.
silly. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry for that.
I can't wait to find out what happens, and then that whole thing just gets busted, and you guys end up having to try to run across, and then Chiron has to I can just see it now.
For
Nova,
sure, it's going to go off without a hitch.
Yep.
Yeah, totally, 100%.
Nova, at least you
fine.
can just cool as you please pull out your wings. And Chiron's gonna have to make a con save.
Only someone can heal me like I was asking for it. Repair me. Listen, I'm fine.
Nobody has anything for that, right? Like I don't.
Yeah, we
unless
tried.
there's greater restoration, but I don't even know if that's a thing that would work.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody has it. I don't know if Flint has it or anything.
I don't have anything strong enough to lift the curse.
Well, you don't
I
have
don't either.
you don't have anything prepared. If I'm metagame, I'm not gonna metagame it, but
I'm not going to metagame, but you should check out your spells list.
greater restoration works on curses and stuff, but I don't know if that would work here. Is all I was saying. But that being said, in game it doesn't even matter because we did all the relevant checks, so it's like you don't know that in game. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So
It's really fucking us over.
we're just gonna have to talk to somebody. Or we're gonna have to do some more. We're gonna have to do some more investigating and figuring it out, and then eventually maybe, if that is the spell, maybe we'll learn it. If it's not, we'll figure something else out. But that's a problem because we need Chiron's abilities.
Well, at least my maximum hit points haven't been going down every session.
Wait, has it?
No, they
Or maybe I've been tracking how
or
much
maybe
it's
they
been going
have.
down, and you Chiron don't realize it yet.
Right.
Yeah, you just don't know.
Nobody knows.
Think you have.
Change your maximum
Either
HP
way.
to 1 hit point, please.
We definitely
Can
need
you
to make
roll
that
a Constitution save?
maybe like at when we get to the City of Brothers or whatever.
Yeah,
If-
after
if
this
we
whole
get there,
thing.
if we get there.
When we get to the City of Brothers, maybe we'll head back to Ravenclaw, then we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we need to figure it out because if it's great metagame, if it's greater restoration, then that would be easy enough for any of the clerics or
Head to Hufflepuff after.
to learn.
You know what I did just notice is that I only have 11 of my 12 spells prepared.
Song.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Shit. But that being said,
I mean,
it might not
that's-
even be that. It might not even be that. Maybe some other wild shit. You know how Jeremy is. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
One hand. Koli's playing with one hand behind his back this whole time.
Yep.
Yeah, he had
Koli is,
Yes.
he's wacky, he only prepares 11 out of 12 spells.
He had a Superman. He is wacky. He's the cleric version of Flux, and I think that's hilarious. It's like Koli heals people, Flux kills them, but they both are fucking insane about how they go about their life.
But he's been careful this whole time, and all of a sudden he got super rebellious today. He's like, I just don't I want to check this out.
He's always been a little bit willing to be a little wacky. This was the first time you're right though about being reckless, so that's interesting.
Mhm. Maybe he's picking up bad habits from Flux when he saw Flux go down that forge. Nosedive.
I mean, you guys have only known Koli for a couple days.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean,
5 days maybe.
I know.
let's see. I think it's been a little
left-
bit more than that, but it's been less than 2 weeks
Yeah,
for
It's been at least-
sure.
'cause
Yeah,
it took us 5 days to get from Kholdim to
Yeah.
Alabasters.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
5 or 6 days.
And then wandering around in these mountains.
So
Yeah.
in D&D terms, we're basically best friends.
yeah.
Although, if you think about it, you can make a really good friend in a few days. People click, it happens in real life where you can really become close. You may not know every little piece of them, but you know, it can happen, Koli. Just let it happen.
He's like, no, you don't understand. That has happened. What I'm saying is that you don't know everything about me yet.
All right, I gotta go.
Win
but
less hugging.
I will, Jeremy. I will let you know by the end of the week if I can be here for next Tuesday.
Okay. Well, wall, ceiling, floor will miss you.
If not, if I'm not here next Tuesday, have a wonderful session. I will be in California doing shit that.
Are you gonna come visit me?
I was gonna say we should meet up.
I'm gonna be on set. Like, we're shooting a commercial, and I have to be on set for like to like super help shoot.
So I can come bring you coffee or something?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure the COVID protocols won't get in the way of that at all.
You guys know that.
Mask?
You guys know those Charmin commercials? Roy's the voice of the little bear in the Charmin commercials.
I actually draw. I do that, and I draw all the little pieces, just the pieces. No, we haven't done a new commercial in like 4 years, something like that, and we just went public, so we're doing a new one. It's the first one I've ever like been a part of. Like I wrote it, or I was the principal writer. It was obviously a lot of collaboration and stuff.
Nicely done.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get. Will you sign a script? Will you actually sign a script?
Sure. Yeah, and I'll show you my original version and the one that gets made because it's like it's this huge collaboration between me and like 4 other people on the team, and then it has to get run up. People have to sign off, and then the director has to take it and make it his own thing. So it's not.
Have you heard this? I'm just gonna need to give you a couple edits on that.
No. My point is, we haven't even begun. Like, they haven't even boarded it out fully yet. We have like very rudimentary boards. My point is, like, it's very. What I wrote was like the structure. So when it's made, I'll say like, yes, I wrote that, but I essentially gave the structure. Everything else is like, it's super collaborative. Obviously, it's any creative team is, but it's still cool. I'm just not trying to take 100% of the credit.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's just a fucking commercial about a bulk wholesale company. It's not exactly fucking Nike. I'm not trying to undersell it, but it's like, Can I
get the last word of the last sentence in the commercial?
Yeah. Just come on. I'll just say box is a better way to shop bulk. I'll let you have bulk. It's the most important word.
There we go. Bulk. That's fair.
Yeah. If not, it'll be the next week. But yeah, that's what I'll be doing. And it's like 12-hour days on set and shit. So and I'm being in California, I get to live that. Oh shit, it's you guys actually get to play at 5 and so anyway,
when we're done,
so will you go up the 101 and then across on the 2, or are you gonna?
You gotta cut across Mulholland and then Santa Monica Boulevard, right? But no. Like, you gotta take the 110, 405.
Jeez.
405.
See, the thing is, I like the 10. Yeah, the 10.
We've always done that. Yep. There's no other, like, we don't talk about interstates. We're like, what's an interstate?
Yeah, no.
But did you like cut across Ventura Boulevard? Because like,
what are you doing here, Devin?
Yeah.
The Californians.
God, I forgot about that.
That's so good. Funny. All right, I'm going to bed, so I gotta go. But see you guys later.
See you later.
Have a great night,
Bye,
everyone.
guys. Thank you.